it's according to the person's words. God will judge the person. That one is left to God Almighty. What rewards to give to each person. That's what we can judge.
All right. All right, we lost that one. Please do call us back. 0817 000 0951 and 0810 9510 951. Join the conversation right about now. 95.1 FM.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Thank you. My name is Alex.
Alex, welcome.
Yeah.
All right, talk to me. I'm listening. Sorry. You're breaking. Can you get your... Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I really want to ask based on what the last caller discussion and what I'm listening to you guys say.
All right.
Whatever, it depends. I also think it depends on our spiritual beliefs. Whatsoever we believe. Judgment, when it comes to judgment, it lies in every human being.
How do you mean?
Yeah, it lies in your conscience. You're definitely going to be judged by your conscience and your activities on planet Earth.
All right.
Frankly speaking, let us just state the fact. Because when you do things, I believe that all the things we do on planet Earth and we feel we'll just overcome it. No. When you commit crimes, when you do things, you will be judged instantly. There's nothing like Christ died, Christ come back, Christ do this. No, I don't believe in that. It's all these things are stories the white people told us. It doesn't work. Let me tell you, good will locate you. When you do evil, evil will locate you. At the end of the day, there is a time which every man will pay for his sins, which is the point of reincarnation. If you did not live a good life on planet Earth, you will never reincarnate. But if you have a good position, you will always come back on this earth. There is end in earth. So people should stop telling us 1,000 years is coming, this, that. It's not going to happen. People live on this earth and they left, and we're going to live, and we're going to live. Other people, other planets will still exist. The world has no end. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling.
Well, it's the scriptures you are following. He's giving his own opinion that I don't believe in 1,000 years.
All right.
Read Romans 3 and 4. St. Paul said, will your unbelief make the word of God of none effect? No. There are people who do things they think they are right, whereas it's wrong. That's what St. Paul referred to in Romans 10, 1-3. That the natural Jews, they have a zeal for God, but not according to knowledge. They go about establishing their own righteousness and the righteousness of God. There are many people who didn't have opportunity of hearing the truth. So they serve God in error. They thought they were doing righteousness, but they were doing the wrong thing. Then there are some people, St. Paul said, their conscience is seared as with a hot iron. Their conscience is not judging it, pick them anymore because they've been giving themselves to evil for so long and so on. So all such people who, in spite of hearing the truth, still went to do the wrong thing because of time, they are evil. And some people believe, like he's saying now, that whatever one does, there will be no punishment for it. All such ones will come to reap the reward of their wickedness.
All right.
Now, in the 1,000 years, Bible says, let Romans 3 and 4.
For what if some did not believe?
So what if some did not believe? Yes.
Shall their unbelief make the faith of God
it's not a matter of white man. This is scriptures saying, shall their unbelief make the word of God of none effect? Read on.
God forbid.
God forbid.
Yea.
Yes.
Let God be true.
God will always be true.
But every man a liar.
But every man who speaks his own opinion, he is the one that's a liar. So that is that.
All right. 95.1 FM.
Hello.
Hi. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Wisdom. I am calling from Aba right now.
All the way from Aba. Welcome, then, Wisdom. Welcome.
Yes, please, I really love the program you are having with the man of God there.
All right, thank you.
Yes, please, I have a question to ask. And based on what you say, that no man have gone to heaven. Because the Bible
Jesus Christ says so.
Yes, okay. Now, I want to ask a question. I think somewhere in the book of Mark, that when Jesus Christ resurrected from death, that there are saints, he resurrected with the saints that we are in the grave then. So, and the Bible made us understand that somebody like Moses was standing by the side when he was lifted to heaven. So, is that the formulation or what happened then? I want him to digest that particular place where for me.
All right, what you are referring to, those who resurrected, we are said to have resurrected at the time of Jesus Christ, is referred in Matthew 27. Matthew 27, verses 52, 51, 52, 53. You may read that place, please.
Okay.
Matthew 27 from verse from verse 51.
And behold,
Yes.
the veil of the temple was rent in twain.
So when our Lord
from
Jesus
the-
Christ, okay, if we're 50, saying when our Lord Jesus Christ gave up the Spirit, the veil of, then now 51 says the veil of the temple was rent in twain. Yes.
from the top to the bottom,
Yes.
and all the earth did quake,
And there was earthquake. Yes.
and the rocks rent,
Yes.
and the graves were opened,
And the graves were opened.
and
Yes.
many
Okay.
bodies of the saints which slept
And he
arose.
said, many bodies of the saints which slept arose.
So where did they
Okay.
rise to?
Now, so I'm trying to bring out some points from there. Then he said the graves opened and the bodies of saints arose. Then verse 53.
Okay.
Read on.
And came out of the graves.
So these saints came out of the
After
grave
his resurrection.
After the resurrection. So the graves opened. People did not come out of it until after the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And then
and went into the holy
went
city,
to the holy city, which
and
we
obtained
presume-
unto many.
presumed to be Jerusalem. Now, if you say dead people arose, it will be contrary to scripture, because Jesus Christ has said in John 14:1-3 that it's when he comes the second time he will resurrect the saints. So how would saints rise when Christ has not even ascended to heaven? You see, has not even. So it is. So the point is that place is an interpolation. It's not the original manuscripts. Matthew 27, 52, 53. Go to all the Bible dictionaries, all the Bible commentaries. You see that they will make it clear it's an interpolation that people inserted just in their zeal to establish that the resurrection of Jesus Christ is a reality. But we come to know that it's an interpolation, it's not there. So if it's an absurdity, if compared to the rest of Scripture, Christ who made the promise has not resurrected, has not gone to heaven. The time he promised to come and resurrect the saints has not come. Then some people rose. Okay, if some saints arose, can't people identify one of them, 2 or 3 of them? Who are the people? Then the saints are talking of, are they the saints Christ chose?
Sorry,
Yes.
sir. I think this is I am very, very interested on this program because
Yes.
this is my first time of calling any radio station for any program.
All right.
And the reason why I called is because there's 2 points I want to make. The one is the one I've already made. The second one is you say
It's
that
the
there is
transfiguration.
no.
It's the dawn of Moses. That is transfiguration, not in this text you cited now.
Okay.
That's Matthew 17.
Okay.
Matthew 17, that transfiguration of our Lord Jesus Christ. In Matthew 17, now we are told that it was a vision, not a literal thing that happened. That's why Christ said, tell the vision to no man. Is it in Matthew 17? Should we read verse 6?
The Bible said.
Yes.
The place I'm talking
Read
about.
verse 9, Matthew 17. No, I'm not done saying it. Read Matthew 17.
And as
verse
they came
9.
down from the mountain,
As they came down from the mountain, that is transfiguration. The story
Jesus
we are
charged
talking of.
them,
Jesus charged the apostles,
saying, tell
Okay,
the vision
sorry.
to no man,
tell the vision to no man. You see, until
the Son of Man be risen again from the
it's not a
dead.
vision, not a literal thing.
Another point I want to make is.
No, but you have gotten this point now. It's not a vision.
What did the,
So
what
Moses was not living; he was dead. But it's just a vision.
yes, he
to
was
them.
dead. He was dead, but he said that the grave opened and the
No,
descent. What
I'm
did the
telling
Bible
you that
mean by
place
descent?
is not in the original manuscript, an interpolation. If you're a diligent Bible student, then check Bible dictionaries, Google it, and so you see the explanations. They're not in the original text. It's an interpolation was added. That's why it's contrary to scripture.
I will check.
All right.
Then
Thank you.
another
Quickly,
question.
no, we have to go now. We have to go. Thank you very much for calling in. Thank you very much for calling in.
You can call us by number.
No, I think you should give out your address and numbers now.
My number is 080-232-95127. 080-232-95127.
All right.
070-6494-6782.
Again.
070-6494-6782.
All right.
Then one was asking for our address.
Your addresses, please give out the addresses. Please.
Minister's residence is at number 31 Churchill Road, Port Harcourt.
What about
That's on the way to Borokiri.
Okay.
A place of worship. In Rumokoro, we have just by Total Filling Station here at Rumokoro, a place of worship. Then I tell you the one we have a service hall at opposite the railway market.
All right.
Then at Chuba, we have at a service hall at Owipa. Then at Town Branch, Port Harcourt Town.
Yeah.
215 Bender Street, number 215 Bender Street.
All right.
Port Harcourt, that's the end of Bender Street. Then at Dube, I have a place of worship at the mechanic garage, opposite the former Diamond Bank.
All right.
Yes, that's where places have. Then we have branches in Bonny, Emoha, Ogu, Abonimark, and so on.
Please call out the numbers again because I know so many people are interested in reaching you. Yeah.
080 080-232-95127.
All right.
080-232-95127.
070-6494-6782. 070-6494-6782.
All right, so if you want to continue this conversation, you call those numbers, or better still, you make it to 215 Bendel Street or Mechanic Village at Mile 3 Job.
Opposite former Diamond Bank.
Or somewhere in Eleme. What did you call that again?
Elele1.
Yes. Already numbers are ringing. Numbers are ringing already.
Market.
Yeah. You can also make it to Uwipa in Choba. There is one at Rumokoro. There's one at Rumokoro. Where is it at Rumokoro?
By the Total Filling Station.
By the Total Filling Station. So yeah,
somebody
in case you want to continue the conversations, you go look for Brother Benedict at in any one of those places, or any other person will be out there to attend to you. But that's the much we can take on the show till the next month's last Saturday.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Just keep listening to Today 95.1 FM. Yeah.
Today 95.1 FM. To copy this tune, press 9.
This is Today 95.1 FM.
For current news and information, press 5.
They are politicians, all of them. They know what they do.
So they know how they attack each other.
And
To stay connected all day, press 1.
The person who raised the alarm is the one who made the public know about
Good afternoon and welcome to the World News on your Premium Talk Radio station.
We are your premium talk radio station. Today 95.1 FM. The station with a unique dial.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
All right, good morning to you once again. It's still Today 95.1 FM, and yes, I am still in the studio. I go by the name Kalada, in case you do not know, and this is the Saturday morning show. We should be having open edition right about now, but due to the environmental sanitation exercise going on right about now, the usual three wise men could not make it into the studio. But we're going to be talking about something. We're not going to let the hour just go by. We're going to be talking about something, and something that is very, very much important to the people in River State. Yeah, I know many people are listening from outside of the state, but hey, indulge us a bit to talk about River State. When the governor of River State was inaugurated into office, he talked about a state of emergency. He talked about the state of emergency, and it reminded me of my days as a child. As a child, I grew up in River State. I was born in the 80s, by the way, and I grew up in River State, and I remember vividly how River State looked like. We had trees on the corner of streets. We had we had a system that worked. We were called the Garden City for a reason. We were called the Garden City because then it was really the Garden City. River State was clean. We had a good waste disposal system. How many of you remember, for those who are old enough, how many of you remember when, the trucks, the waste trucks would come by your street, ring bells, and everybody who had, garbage in their dustbins will bring out the bins and throw it in the truck, and, the truck takes it to some location and dispose the waste. The people didn't have to litter, garbage on the road or have to put it in some receptacle that makes the whole environment smell. That was way back in the 80s, early 90s. Way back. River State was clean. And then one would wonder, 2019, what's the date? June 29, 2019, where the world is so much advanced in technology. The world is so much advanced in oh my God, in disposing of waste. Nigeria, or I shouldn't generalize it, River State has instead grown worse. River State has instead grown worse. And some of you say, what is my business? What is my concern? I mean, if River State is dirty, of what effect is that to me? It is very harmful. Have you wondered why we fall sick more often than we used to? Have you wondered why we now have what we like to term the white man's disease now plaguing a lot of us? It's because we have lost our hygiene. It's because we have lost our sense of cleanliness. I remember vividly. I mean, everybody in the compound comes out, cleans the gutters, cleans the compound, make sure you weed the grasses, ensure that you remove stagnant water so mosquitoes. Don't you see that is why you're always treating malaria? You're always running to the chemist, which is, of course, is wrong as well. You always running to the chemist to buy some drug and say, I'm feeling feverish. You get that city doing me for body, and then you pack a lot of drugs. So it affects you. It affects you. You spend more money on drugs. You're not breathing quality air. Your long-term effects are bad for you. And yes, I know so many radio stations, so many TV stations, so many people, so many organizations have done sensitization programs on how to teach you, good waste disposal, or to teach you how to dispose your waste properly. But no, you rather would do it your way. And of course, there's flooding once in a while. Almost everywhere now is flooding. Go to Ulu Obasanjo, if it rains very heavily, it floods. Go to Impolu, it floods. Go to Obiwale Road, it floods. Go to GRA, it floods. And you ask me, what are the effects? These are the effects. You do not clean your environment. You do not properly dispose of your waste. And then it's crazy. You know, I feel government is a joke in Nigeria. Government, I'm sorry. I probably might be arrested for that statement, but I think government is a joke in Nigeria. I mean, we were once told that about 500 million, is it 500 million or 500 billion? I can't remember the figure. I think it's million. It's spent regularly. I think it's on a monthly basis. I can't remember as well. But 500 million is spent on waste disposal in River State. Yet, River State looks like a dump site. River State looks like a dump. And I bet you, if you go outside right about now, the young people who are supposed to be cleaning up are playing football on the streets. I bet you if you go out right now, people are rather discussing and gisting and gossiping and talking about how Timi Dakolo's wife was allegedly raped instead of cleaning up the environment. Oh, I bet some others have their generating sets turned on and they're probably watching some Nollywood movie or Telemundo and laughing at the top of their voice. What happened to the culture? I bet you some people currently are breaking the law. They are on the move. What happened? What happened to the culture of sanitation in River State? I mean, I remember vividly growing up when you said there is sanitation, people cancelled all their activities for that Saturday morning between the hours of 7 and 10 and make sure that they are at home, at least even if they are not cleaning, that they are at home. I remember vividly, but now nobody cares. I mean, as at 7 o'clock, I told you if you were listening earlier, I told you that, we had some mechanical issues with the vehicle, and that is why I couldn't get into the station early enough. But I saw cars moving. How did I get to the station? I entered a taxi. Cars were moving. Vehicles, what do you call them now? Saloon cars, SUV cars, trucks, buses, they were moving. And then I remember vividly that the government sent out some, press release and saying that there will be sanitation this morning and the police and every other relevant security agencies should ensure complete restriction of movement. How did we get to this stage? How? You go through East-West Road from the Obirikwere Bridge up until somewhere around Choba. You would see indiscriminate disposal of waste on the median. Go to I think that Romola access, I think they're working so hard to dispose, but sometimes it overflows. I mean, there where the bridge is, somewhere at a junction, Romola junction, sometimes you see that waste or the waste being disposed overflowing onto the road or into the road. Where did we get it wrong? Nigerians really amazes me. Nigerians amaze me, actually. That's the right word. Nigerians amaze me. They never cease to amaze me. So someone eats banana in a vehicle and it flings the peels on the road. Someone licks oranges and throws the body on the road. You drink your sachet water and you throw the sachet on the road. What happened to the culture in River State? What happened to cleanliness is next to godliness. What happened? Really? Government is a joke. Why I said that is because government is supposed to be ensuring there should be a tax force. There should be a tax force, not the kind of tax force where we see Obiapo boys going to collect money by force, or where we see Falga boys going to collect money by force. Not that kind of tax force. Not that kind, but a tax force that goes around ensuring where is the health ministry. This is where they should work. Go about ensuring that people are out there cleaning their environment, and anybody found wanting gets to be fined. So by the time you pay 10,000 naira fine, for example, 3 straight months, you probably would have a rethink. Who has 10,000 naira to be thrown about every month? And I'm beginning to think that maybe just one day in a month for cleanup is not enough. We should make it 2 days a month. Maybe the first and last Saturdays of the month. Maybe we should. Port Harcourt is too dirty. Port Harcourt is too dirty. And the onus does not just lie on the government. Yes, the government should be setting up task force and ensuring the security agents are out there, arresting defaulters and making people pay fines. Yes, we should have those kind of structures. But yet again, the onus lies with us to actually do the work. The government did not throw the pills on the road. The government did not throw that sachet pack on the road. The government did not dirty the place. You did. I did. You did. And I did. So the onus lies with you and I to clean up the environment. It is an eyesore. It is an aberration. It speaks little of the indigents of River State. It speaks little of those who reside in River State. So imagine if I were just working, I was coming into River State for the first time. I will so much be disappointed. And I think the federal government, I'm making a proposal right about now, the federal government should remove River State being the garden city to River State being the garbage, or should change it rather, from River State being the garden city to River State being the garbage city. Garbage everywhere. East-West Road, Rumola, garbage everywhere. And we need to change the narrative. We need to change the narrative. So this morning, 17 minutes gone past the hour of 9. I really would love to, tell me what is happening in your area. Are the boys out there cleaning up? Are the women out there cleaning up? Are the men out there cleaning up? Or it is just another Saturday morning where people just chill at home and do as they like? Tell me, really, I'd love to know. Is your gutter, your drainage properly cleaned? Are the trucks out in your environment, to clear up the debts that, because they said the trucks will be moving, everywhere in Port Harcourt, River State, really? Then again, is the sanitation just for the city of Port Harcourt and its environs? What is happening in MOA? What is happening in Iche? What is happening in Oba Egbema? What is happening in Outer East and West? What is happening in Asaritaro? What is happening in Akukutaro? What is happening in Boni or Gubolo? What is happening in the various local government? Kana, Gokana, Tai, Elime. What is happening there? Are the people out there cleaning up? If not, why are they not cleaning up? Why is there no motivation to clean up? What are the distractions? Your environment is not the government. Why are we not cleaning up? If we are cleaning up, how much work have we done? It's 9 o'clock, some minutes past 9. Like I said, 19 minutes gone past 9. How far have you been able to clean up? Is there movement in your area? Is there movement in your are cars moving? Are people moving? These are some of the issues I would like to know this morning. Really. And I would love it if you will call in and tell me about it. The numbers are 0817 000 0951 and 0810 9510 951. Sanitation in River State. Environmental sanitation in River State. What is your view on it? Do you think it is effective enough? Do you think it is effective enough? Because I do not think so. I think we should even have every Saturday sanitation day. Okay, no. Let me not be too drastic. Maybe 2 Saturdays. 2 Saturdays. 95.1 FM. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Mr. Canada, right?
Yeah, Canada is my name. What's yours?
Good morning. My name is Stephen. I'm calling from Magua.
Your name is?
Stephen, calling from Magua.
All right, Stephen, welcome. Talk to me.
Okay, we're talking about restriction of movement in the sanitation. You work on the security apparatus that they will stand on the road to collect money and allow people to go instead of standing them there.
Interesting.
That is what is going on because if security you stand.
So now there are security men standing in Omagua right about now.
Yeah, they will stand, but they will collect money to make sure that the vehicle will go. Immediately you settle, you see them going. Instead of their duty is to impound them there, make sure they will be there until the sanitation is over.
Interesting.
And one thing about people are not taking sanitation serious in River State. Do you have any committee to monitor these people if they are really doing the sanitation?
All right.
You cannot just see the sanitation and then you sit there, you say that sanitation is going on.
Yeah.
So, as far as I'm concerned, sanitation is not going on
in River State. All right. Thank you very much for calling. But before you go, Stephen. So, are you saying there is no cleanup of any sort in where you are in your area right about now?
Yeah, I'm seeing some few people doing it. Some few people are not doing it. I am seeing movement all over because movement meant to stop by 10 o'clock.
Yeah, to start by 10 o'clock. You mean?
Yeah, start by 10 o'clock. But now there is people are making move all over the places.
Interesting.
And they should monitor people that are doing. They should set up a committee to monitor people that are doing sanitation.
All right.
There are many people to do those things.
All right.
They are not doing. They should set up a sanitation in River State.
All right. Thank you very much for calling in, Stephen. You see, this is the problem. Governor, Your Excellency, sir, I greet you this morning. I mean, we can no longer. I know when you said that we will be having a state of emergency on our environment, I was very happy. You know, I was very glad that finally I will be able to boast that I stay in River State. But no, things are growing worse. It's growing worse. I mean, we have a lot to grapple with. Why do we want to add environmental chaos to it? Of course, our environment is currently suffering from, the oil exploration, from gas flaring, from illegal products and all of that stuff. We're already in for it. I mean, black suits and all the likes. We're in for it. So why do we want to allow all of this? I mean, when this garbage are not disposed of properly, it also results into some hazardous, or it has some hazardous effect on our environment. So when we can go on the streets and say, hey, black suit, protest, we march for hours, say, hey, stop black suits, stop the suits. Rather than black, the suit is always black. So stop the suits. We go out there, we shout. What about the one before you? Your drainage, your gutter. What about that one? How much have you done to clean it up? How much have you done? And I know many people, this is a sensitive issue. Many people are affected by it, so they probably wouldn't call. They probably wouldn't want to jump in the conversation because it directly affects them. It's interesting how, we all can become hypocritical when it concerns us. Why are we not cleaning up? Why is River State dirty? Really? Why? 95.1 FM.
Hello, Canada. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Harry. I'm calling you from Rupoko.
All right. What's the condition of that area?
Well, Canada, as I'm talking to you, you know this Rupoko Primary School opposite the Market Junction.
Yes, I think I do.
A lot of sporting activities are happening there.
So we have Ronaldo and Messi all in that area, yeah?
Nobody is cleaning anything. A lot of sporting activities are happening.
Why do we have this? Why are we having this kind of culture now?
Because nobody cares. Nobody cares. You said earlier on, you said River State has turned from
Garden City,
being the Garden City to a garbage city. I think I support you 100%.
All right.
Because I am a Rivers man, and I know how River State used to be. Just like what you say, we have trees along the road. River State was very clean then.
I'm very pretty.
I was born in the 70s.
All right.
And I lived in GRA, where they call presidential opposite presidential hotel.
Okay, I know that place. Yeah, I know it very well.
Then we used to stroll down the street. Very clean.
Very.
But right now, as I'm talking to you, my brother, I live in Rupoko now. River State is dirty.
So are you saying sanitation is not going on at all in your area? At all?
I am telling you that people that can't come out for the sporting activities are in their homes.
Interesting. So would that cleanse up the environment? If we're all indifferent about it, who would then cleans up the environment?
My brother.
I'm heartbroken.
You see, River State now is like everything you do is politics. Now, the River State, during his inauguration, the River State governor,
yeah?
during his inauguration, declared emergency on sanitation. But what are we seeing up to now? Nothing. Nothing has happened. No action has been taken.
All right.
The governor I know, by now, the sole administration of Riwama won't be in office.
All right.
But he can't do it because he's his party chairman.
Interesting
So
politics.
They play politics with River State environment. That's what is going on.
All right.
So I think we need to change our mindset, not playing politics with everything.
All right, thank you very much for calling in there. Thank you very much for that contribution. 95.1 FM.
Well, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you.
My name is Comrade James.
Your name is Comrade who?
Hello.
I can hear you. You say your name is Comrade what?
James.
All right, welcome, Comrade James. Talk to
Let
me.
me just go straight to the point. We don't have sanitation in the university. For we to get it right, let us go back to sanitation marshal that used to move around during when we were growing up in town.
All right.
They will move to your street even before Saturday, before sanitation day. If they say this dirty compound, they will arrest you and you go and pay 500 naira. I'm telling yourself, do a very conscious about it. We should go back to that sanitation marshal so that we can get a better environment.
But you, before you go, Comrade James, before you go, how much have you contributed to cleaning up the environment? I mean, in your place right about now, have you done sanitation in your compound?
My brother, I took it like exercise. I just took it as exercise.
Interesting.
It's not that I'm just relaxing. I know, but for people in my area, they talk about.
Sorry, I lost you. Sorry about that, Comrade. 95.1, I lost that one as well. Keep your calls coming in. 0817-000-0951 and 0810-9510-95. We need to talk about this. I mean, you and I are affected by it. Somewhere around Rupoku, I do hear that it floods. And yet the people in Rupoku did not come out to clean the environment. You can imagine that. All right, 95.1 FM. What's your name? Where are you calling me from?
Good morning. My name is Prince Azubike. I'm calling you from Rumola.
All right, Azubike from Rumola, welcome.
Yes, this is my first time of calling actually.
Oh,
and,
welcome.
Saying about how Port Harcourt used to be in those days in town.
Right.
I myself, I grew up in 37 Victoria Street.
Interesting.
And there is nothing to write home about, my brother.
The difference is clear.
Very, very clear. I presently live at Rumola now. And, man...
Sorry, Azubike.
I'm imagining if we can go back to that same...
We can if you and I will put our hands down and work. But then again, I want to ask you a question. That Rumola Junction, do we still have those garbage there?
That is a regular garbage area, so there's no way you won't have garbage there.
Oh my!
It's a regular garbage area,
and yet nobody's coming out for sanitation, right? Movement is going on.
Nobody, they're all over roaming about. Police taking care of their pockets and all the rest.
Oh my! Interesting.
Crazy. I don't know. I wonder if we'll go back to asking. And now, please, I want to remind you something. Those days that Port Harcourt used to be a very clean and decent area. Those are our rulers. What are their words? And comparing.
Interesting. So you're saying the politics is what has degraded our society. Interesting.
The politics of themselves and their family and their great grandchildren and whatever. That's all. They're not interested.
Oh my!
So it's a thing that it's only God that can help us in this situation.
All right.
I don't think we can go back to that stage again.
All right, thank you, Prince Azubike, for calling in. The discusses, the tone of the conversation is a sad one. It's really heartbreaking, where everybody seems to be, woke. Like they like to say, and everybody seems to be aware of what is happening. Everyone seems to be more sensitized and more oriented, but yet we still have them doing nothing. I mean, more people come up with malaria these days. More people come up with waterborne diseases these days, and it is not rocket science. It is not too hard to explain. The reason is because we have a dirty environment. And like I said, because it is not politics, because it is not some controversial talk, nobody or many people would not want to call in. But what do I care? 95.1 FM.
Hello, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you. What's your name and where you calling from?
Okay, I'm Ekine Dokubo, calling from Umekine, right at your backyard.
All right, Ekine Dokubo. Dokubo, tell me what is happening in my backyard right about now.
Okay, as for my area though, we don't wait for sanitation. We don't wait till the end of the last Saturday of the month before we do sanitation.
All right.
Like we have a committee where we've been set up every second Saturdays of the month. They go around and clean up the street. And
so you pay up these people?
No. They just do it. It's usually a setup.
Sorry, so you set up a committee to go around and clean up the place. Who are the members of this committee?
The state. It's we who stay in that street.
All right, okay.
So we have a committee who is like, how should I put it, who keep things in order, and they form another committee in them to do the cleanup, and we also have another committee to do security for us. So the place, my area is, I won't say 100% compared to when I was quite younger.
But it's something to write home about.
Yes. But when it comes to my yard, I will give my yard 90%. Because, my mom is in charge of my place, and when it comes to cleanliness, damn, if your room is not clean,
you're on a long TV. But no, that's a very nice structure, and I'm happy it works for your street in Rumekini. But how can we export this to the rest of River State? How can we?
Okay, if you put it that way, we've gone way beyond that. I don't think it will be that easy because our two most junction. where the express road, the express road, every morning you see heaps of waste.
Yeah.
And that place is supposed to be an express road.
It's supposed to be an highway. It's supposed to be an highway. Yeah, you're right.
So it's not just people to stop saying the government or politics or like what one of the callers say that it's only God. God is in heaven and he will never come down.
He has given it to men, right?
You really Nigerians to stop doing more prayers, and do more of working. Yes, you have to pray. When you pray, you work. Even our Father Jesus Christ did not just kneel down and pray. No. He stood up from his house. He went to the church. He preached. He went to the people. He gathered them. He feed them. All those things are works that he was doing. So it starts with the man in you. The man you're seeing in the mirror. If you can get up from your house, arrange your bed alone, that's one step.
All right. So are you telling me that right now in Rumekini, the committee has cleaned up the place, and the place is, even if you wouldn't say 100%, the place can be said to be at least 60, 70, 80% clean?
Let me say Akas Road.
Akas Road.
Rumekini, Akas Road.
All right.
Because since the sanitation have not gone to
beyond,
yes.
All right.
But Akas Road is neat.
All right. Thank you very much then for that one. Thank you very much for that one. Very brilliant one there. 95.1 FM.
Yeah, Galada.
Hey, good morning to you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Kelly.
Oh, Kelly, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine, bro.
You great?
About the whole sanitation thing. I'm just listening because I remember back then, when PH was PH, like
when PH was PH, yeah.
Like man, it was amazing. So then you just pack your things and pack your waste, and cars will come and pick it up. Just come and pick it up. Right now we don't have those things. I have a friend, that was supposed to come to Port Harcourt to start. She was like, he was happy. She was like, I'm coming to Port Harcourt. I told me, wow, Gary, I've never been to Port Harcourt before. But on that day, she was in the bus, and she saw everywhere, and she was like asking people, like, is this the Port Harcourt?
Is this the Port Harcourt, right?
Yeah, is this the Port Harcourt? Like, she didn't expect it. And people are saying politics. Yeah, kind of politics. Yeah, the government, the politicians have forgotten about all those things. All they care about is the industrial politics, the political industry. That's what they care about. But I tell you one thing, it depends on us. Listen, okay, people, you see, today is what do you call it, a sanitation day. People are still going out. It's all about us. It's all about what we can do. People are still going out. Okay, you are the one bribing the police. And you can see people are trying to even drag the policemen or the security men into the whole thing. Come on, it's not fair. You give the security men money. They're going to take
but then the security men are supposed to also ensure that those people suffer for not obeying the law.
Yes, but we don't have to blame people for our mistakes.
All right.
If we keep living that life, it's not ever going to be. We're never going to ever get what we're finding.
All right. If you say so, Kelly.
I think it's all about us. It's all about the people in the city, and we really have to try. We really have to try.
All right. Thank you very much for calling in. Thank you very much, Kelly. Your Excellency, Chief Barrister, yes, Amazing One WK, and of course the head of Rewama, I believe that Felix Oboa, I think, just coming out to say state of emergency is not enough. I'm heartbroken. I'm saddened by it. It's my river state as much as it is your river state, and I would really, really love, because you are the one who's got the mandate of the people. By the way, you've got the mandate to protect and save the lives of indigents and their properties as well. And currently the environmental situation is not saving their lives. It's actually killing them. And I know they don't know about it. I know they don't know much about it, but Your Excellency, sir, and of course your Honorable, sir, this is a dire situation. This is a very, very dire situation. I really do hope, I really will hope that you will forget that I'm not a politician and I'm not politically affiliated to your party, and I'm not a loyal. I'm not loyal. I hope you forget all of that and actually come and save the people. Come and rescue the people from their current plight. River State is stinky. River State is smelly. And this is not me demarketing the state. This is not me demarketing the state. This is me saying I want my River State back. I want my River State back. A River State that is clean, that is full of trees, that is airy, that is, the breeze is cool, the breeze is not smelly. River State, that is the garden city of Nigeria. 95.1 FM.
Alanda.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Gift. Calling from Yenegua.
Gift all the way from Yenegua. Welcome. Yenegua is smelly too. Sure, you know.
Yenegua is not smelling. The River State is not smelling. None of them are smelling. Do you know why?
Tell me why.
Canada,
why?
We should stop this politics. Which one is politics? Clean up your environment.
All right.
We are too dirty as a people.
Hello, Gift.
Canada.
Yes, I can hear you.
Imagine in my environment as I speak with you this morning, because I was angry with my neighbors, I decided not to take care of the place.
All right.
The whole place is so bushy.
All right.
It is now that this morning we just did the sanitation in my environment. See, I did roads for all of us to make use of without anybody giving me a dime. You understand the point?
Yeah, I do.
Everything is not government.
But no. I'm not.
Government so that we can hold them accountable when they are not working for us.
Gift. Now, if you listened to me earlier, I had said that the people are responsible because the government did not come to dirty the environment. It was the people that did dirty the environment. But then again, government is to blame where they have refused to set up a structure. They refused to. People would always break the law. That is why we have a government to make sure that those people who break the law. Oh no, I lost you. But the point is, those people who break the law will go in for it. That is where the government is culpable. That is where the government is to blame. I'm not saying the government dirty the environment. I mean, where will His Excellency, or why will His Excellency leave Government House very cozy, very comfortable, and come to the streets of Port Harcourt and throw sachet water? Does he even drink sachet water? Those are the issues, or these are the issues. But the point is, he's meant to make up policies. He's meant to build up structures. He's meant to make, after all, he has the state of emergency on the environment. So why are we not having or yielding results? Since the beginning of the year 2019, how many sanitations have we had? Successful sanitations have we had in River State? Either we're cancelling it for some badminton sports, or we're cancelling it for some party convention, or we're cancelling it for some primary school examination. 95.1 FM.
Yes, good morning, my brother.
Hey, good morning to you. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Lugaman, calling from HA.
Oh my, Lugaman all the way from HA. Welcome.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, in my own local government now, we are doing environment, we are doing our environment. But what I want to say is this cleanup day not enough cleanup because first state has become garbage state.
All right, so you're saying one day is not enough. One Saturday is not enough.
Hello?
If I understand you very well, you're saying one Saturday is not enough.
Yes, today is not enough because for a very long time now we have not done cleanup in River State.
Yeah, actually you're right.
Hello?
I say actually you're right. You're very much correct.
Yes.
We've not done it in a while.
My advice to this government is this president, school administrator, Philip Okwa, I don't know why they are still keeping him. They're supposed to sack him and put in a competent hand that will handle Rewama, that will handle clean up in River State, so that River State will become a garden city of its own, of how we take it before. This president, Rewama boss now, he's not doing anything. Even governor himself have said it, that the spirit of the state of the state is not okay. I don't know why he's giving the spirit of war. Whether is it because of political thing or what, I don't know. Supposed to sack that man so that River State can return back to its glory of garden cities. I remember when Amechi was in power, my brother River State was clean as any other thing. But today what we are seeing is a different story altogether. Please, they should try. So that the River State will be better.
All right, thank you very much for calling in. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. 95.1 FM.
Canada, gift, I call back.
A gift, yeah. Welcome
Something
back.
happened along the line, yes. Something happened here. So let me explain why I'm telling you, forget about the government for now. My reasons are this. Canada, there was a time in Bayelsa here. You cannot move from year to year, just like the experience you people are going through.
Hello. Gift. I'm losing you for a bit. What did you say?
I said I'm not executing any government. So,
oh my God, network is bad. Please do call me back. Sorry about that. 15 minutes gone past the hour of 9. Conversations ongoing here on Today 95.1 FM, and you stand a chance, to air your views because this is the voice of the people. I'm Canada. This is the Saturday morning show, and the numbers to call in are 0817 000 0951 and 0810 9510 951. Calls coming in. Okay, 95.1 FM.
Canada, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Member.
All right, Member, welcome.
Yeah, I just want to, I will blame the government.
Oh, sorry, where are you calling from, first of all? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Abluma.
Abluma, all right, go ahead.
Yeah, in the early 80s, I think, we have sanitary inspectors that goes out.
Exactly.
Expect from street by street, you understand, house to house. But these days, it's like, you're man on your own, you can do whatever you like and do it. Even the military government as a gen, in Como, I live at town as a gen. In the early 80s, you see military governors, after sanitation, unexpected visit to a particular street or road, expect who is defaulting. They arrest some persons. For these days, politicians can shift sanitation days because of he wants to do wedding or he wants to do a program. It's not something that will move forward, and Rivers is actually getting.
So Abluma now. Let's focus on Abluma. Where you are, is sanitation ongoing?
Yes, they are working. Even with my environment, I just did some clean up, and I tell them just need a call now.
All right, and other people also are working.
Right now, somebody's even sitting at front it.
All right, so Abluma will be clean by the end of sanitation.
From some areas, those who are willing to work.
All right, thank you very much then. A lot of questions have been raised. I've raised a lot of questions. Is one Saturday enough, and one Saturday in a month enough for cleaning up the garbage that has been piled up in Rivers State? Is one Saturday enough? Is the sanitation itself, is it even effective? Is it happening in your environment? Why don't we have people indulging in sanitation, in cleaning up their environment? Because it has a lot of side effects like flooding, like breathing problems or breathing sicknesses, sicknesses in general. So why don't we have people caring for their environment when in turn it directly affects them? These are some of the issues I've raised on the show tonight, or this morning rather. 95.1 FM.
Canada, what is happening with the network?
I don't know. They don't want you to talk.
So let me address this issue. People are talking about the 80s and the 70s. I was there, right there in River State, town axis. It was superb. Do you know that even in your school, they will check your teeth?
Yeah.
Your tongue, your fingernails. They will deal with you with rulers. Do you know that right now to speak, a teacher cannot raise his hand in using a cane to teach that child that what you're doing is wrong, and in correcting that child. That is the kind of society right now today we find ourselves. Why I'm not blaming the government for now? It is not that the government, I'm exempting them. No, they need to take all the blames, but we should start from ourselves.
All right.
Is your house clean? Is your compound clean? The people that are calling in, they will come on air to deceive us or deceive themselves. But Canada, I'm telling you, some of us come and check right in our kitchen, to the rooms and to the bathrooms. Then you will find out that most of us are the problem of this country. And we'll be calling government, politics. Which one is politics? If you keep your environment clean, do you think anybody will be talking about the government? Do you know that you are the government and the government?
Interesting.
So why is it that always people will be complaining government? I don't want to exempt them, but for now, we should hold ourselves responsible because we are not doing what is right. We grew up from that very river state. We know how it used to be, right from the military time to this very civilian regime. But the truth of the matter, we are too dirty. We are too dirty, and we should stop this. It will not help any of us. Imagine someone will take his debt and throw it at the drainage, and the rain will come, flood at the end of the day. You shout government. Is it so just a wicked that asks you to throw those things at the drainage?
But in as much as it's not the governor that asks you to throw it, like I've mentioned before. I think you should set up policies to punish those people who do it. That's where I'm coming from. For example, For example, when Calabar, was under Cross River was under the governorship of Governor Duke at the time. I went to Calabar. I went to visit Calabar. You dare not eat something and throw it on the road. You will be arrested on the point. At the spots there, you will be arrested. I remember the gutters were so clean. You could eat therein. I remember the grasses were green. There were trees planted. I remember Calabar very well because I spent about 1 week there. 1 week there, I remember Calabar very much well. What is happening? What is happening?
As I speak with you, here in Bayelsa, do you know what is going on?
No, talk to me. I don't know.
People are insulting the governor because of mobile courts. They don't even take you to the compound. Right at the spot, you're going straight to prison. And people are complaining, crying. Why is it that the government...
But I don't care. I don't care if people complain. But if that's a good thing, then the people should suffer for it.
That is what I'm telling you. Thank you. Now you are coming. That is now you're seeing it from my own end. That is what I'm saying. I said I don't want to exempt any of the governors in this country or even the president. But we should start from our homes. Right now it is happening here. And when it will happen in Rivers State, the first person that will reap the blame and all the insults will be poured on the governor that you are oppressing innocent Nigerians. Meanwhile, they are at fault. That is why they are sending them to prison. And it will happen very soon because that state of emergency, I don't think Wike is playing with anybody. He has even blamed Felix Obua. He has blamed his own government.
But if he has blamed, then they should do something about it. I mean, they should.
You will see it very soon. Thank you. I'm not going to insult him when they start arresting and sending people to prison.
I will be happy for that. I really would be happy for that. All right, keep your calls coming in. And when you say arresting, I'm not saying you should go trample on someone's human rights. I'm not saying so. No, I'm not saying so. But I think there are ways we can go about it. There are humane ways we can go about making sure our environments are clean. 95.1 FM.
Canada, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. What's your name? Where are you calling me from?
I'm Cody. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, Cody from Port Harcourt. Welcome.
Look, I take exception when people start bashing helpless public. Somebody must be. What is the function of a leader? To set example. Set example. When the lead follows, people should stop bashing helpless public. You have sanitation. Section of the government. You see them everywhere. They are there. They are everywhere. In old good days, you used to refer to. They go around, even inside compounds, taking out what is wrong and what is not wrong.
Yeah, sure.
There's mobile sanitation courts. This is very simple. And you know what? This thing generates revenue for the government. They can generate enough revenue to pay the workers. The simple truth is that our minds are dark. We don't know our responsibility. Don't blame the lead, blame the leader.
Because if the leader did set up certain policies, maybe Rivers people, Riverine people would be up and doing when it comes to cleaning up the environment. I think I agree with you. Yeah, I think I agree with you.
Once the leader sets policies, we in conscience we know what is good and what is bad.
All right.
If the leader sets a good example, in our conscience, that's not our complaint. At the end of the day, somebody will say he is right. Like the governor says he's going to close down mushroom schools. It hurts us, but we know that it's right. Mushroom schools should go.
Yeah, true.
They set up example departments to supervise. If I come here, if front of your gutter is bad, I hold you responsible.
I'm even wondering, where's the Ministry of Health in all of this? Where is the Ministry of Health? Are we only reactionary, or should we be proactive as well?
We should be proactive, led by the government. I'm not the lead. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling in. We've got about 6 more minutes left on the clock. Am I taking a call? Okay, yeah, I will take more calls. 0817 000 0951 0810 951 0951. Hey, tell me, good morning. What's the situation of things in your area right about now?
Good morning, Father.
Yeah, good morning. What's your name?
The truth is that
What's your name?
I am Uruari.
Uruwari, welcome.
The truth is that I am staying in a rural area. The truth again is that no board, no sensitization, nothing like clean up. Let those people who wait in
Sorry, where is this? Where are you exactly?
Okay, I am homeless.
All right. And there is no sensitization in that area that people should come out and clean up?
Yes, but what I want to say about general cleanup is this. You see that in those communities take the do by their own. They will not try to say, 38 groups, come and do cleanup.
All right.
Without waiting for government. These days, people are waiting for government in everything. The little things they are waiting for.
Okay, so you're blaming the local government chairman now. Is that what you're doing?
I'm not blaming the local. I'll give them their own blame, but I'm not blaming the general public.
All right.
Because they've abandoned what they used to do before.
All right.
And in this present dispensation, we also blame government. According to our governor, last time, you saw the amount he paid to the Rama every month. And that month, not able to manage the cleanup of River State. It's bad. So let us begin to concentrate ourselves to know this is bad and this is good. When you are given a responsibility to carry out the way it has been designed for you to carry out. Not to use the public money for your own personal interest and family. It's not good. If the Rama boss cannot perform, the best in the world is to drop in and appoint somebody that can perform. So move the state forward. So that's my take. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for calling in. 95.1 FM.
Hello, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Wajan Valuma Damaya.
All right, welcome. How was Rumo Dumaya this morning? Is it clean?
To be a good leader, to be a good follower, you should be a good leader.
All right.
You agree with me?
I'm trying to understand you.
Good. Ecclesiastes 8:11 it says, because of sentence against a bad work did not carry on speedily. That is why the sons of men keep doing bad.
All right.
No discipline in this our country.
All right.
Everybody is behaving the way like. It's not a country. How many people have gone to prison because of not doing sanitation? You understand what I'm saying?
So are you saying people should go to prison?
Yes, at least 3 months, 6 months, 4 months. You see that other people should follow.
All right.
Both federal government and state government and local government, all of them are very weak. They allow citizens to behave the way they like.
Right.
They should set a good example. And why Jehovah Luma Damaya?
All right, thank you very much, Jen, for calling in. Thank you very much there. All right, I might just take your last call, 95.1 FM. I can't hear you. Can you speak up?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, this is Comrade Kenneth. I'm calling you from the city of Eleme.
Comrade Kenneth. Comrade Kenneth from the city of Eleme. Welcome.
Yes, concerning the environmental issue, do you know I always blame the government concerning it?
Talk to me.
If you look around all the 23 LGA we have in this, those that are doing their linear business is environmental permit, environmental led. So of course, then you don't expect me to pay for this day and pass it at the end of the day.
Sorry, I didn't get you. You don't. You're breaking really. I'm trying so hard to get you.
No, I said, you know that people paid for this refuse.
People paid for it. How?
Yes, okay. Now, if I had a store as a trader,
yeah.
You know that every year, what they call environmental permit.
Environmental levy. You're talking about levies paid?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Okay.
Why you are paying for that? Does that mean you are paying for the removal of this waste?
Okay.
What are the people responsible for that? What are they doing? You can't expect me to say if I have a shade.
So you're talking about the local governments now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I had a gutter, a drainage at the front of my shop. And
Okay.
they will tell me I should pay for a test, pay for that test, pay for this, pay for that. Then at the end of every day, at the end of the month, that place is like that. Don't expect me. If the local governments are collecting this money to remove this refuse, they should utilize the money and do the needful.
All right.
Everywhere will remain dirty until they stop, like you are saying. I have been in Cross River so many times, and I love what that governor did that time. Nobody pays you whatever dirt you drop, you pay for it, and they evacuate it.
All right.
That is the thing that we are also doing.
Right.
We never pay.
All right.
So we are paying. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling in. But that's the much we can take currently on this discuss. But hey, don't go nowhere. I've got a lot of exciting topics lined up for you this Saturday morning. We will be talking from the hours of 10 to 11, and then from the 11 to 12, I'll be having a guest who will be telling us about hygiene. You know how we've been hearing stories about sniper being used to preserve beans, about carbide being used to ripen fruits and all of that. How we've been told about meat not being, certain meat not good for consumption in various states. We will be looking at how restaurants get to, because majority of us, by the way, get to eat outside. So from the 11 o'clock hour, we will be looking at how restaurants get to look at or get to take on several good hygiene measures to ensure that their foods are properly cooked, and they buy the healthy. I'm struggling with this now, but they buy healthy raw materials to ensure that we get to eat or to eat healthily. Because trust me, there's a lot going on out there that we don't know about, and then sometimes we get to eat these things that are really poisonous to our health, very, very poisonous. And that is why maybe a lot of people are coming up with cancers these days. A lot of people are coming up with diseases that are not curable, and it's because of probably what we have done to our hygiene. And so we will be having someone who runs a restaurant business come in to tell us certain safety hygienic measures that they do take while cooking their food for the general public. So don't go nowhere. Like I said, I've got a whole lot lined up for you this morning, and you're going to be having fun talking to me on radio. Stay tuned to Today 95.1 FM, and don't go nowhere.
This is Today 95.1 FM. To copy this tune, press 9.
This is Today 95.1 FM.
For current news and information, press 5.
They are politicians, all of them. They know what they do.
So they know how they attack each other.
And
To stay connected all day, press 1.
The person who raised the name is the one who made the public know about
Well, good afternoon and welcome to the world news on your premium talk radio station.
We are your premium talk radio station. Today 95.1 FM, the station with a unique dial.
Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
This is Today 95.1 FM. To copy this tune, press 9.
This is Today 95.1 FM.
For current news and information, press 5.
they are politicians, all of them. They know what they do.
So they know how they attack each other.
And
To stay connected all day, press 1.
The person who raised the name is the one who made the public know about
Well, good afternoon and welcome to the world news on your premium talk radio station.
We are your premium talk radio station. Today 95.1 FM, the station with a unique dial.
right. Yes, it's 4 minutes gone past the hour of 10. Like I said, a lot of conversations lined up for you this morning. But before we go into another deep conversation, I have a guest with me in the studio who will be. We just finished talking about, by the way, we just finished talking about making sure that we cater for our environment, which, in turn reflects on our health situation. And I told you that when we keep very faulty, or when we keep garbages in our environment, we in return visit the doctors too often. So I have with me guests in the studio who will be telling us how much health has become wealth. Yeah, normally you would hear health is wealth, but now health has actually become wealth. Health, because if you're healthy, then you have the strength to go out there and work. Because if you're healthy, you wouldn't have to spend your last kobo on going to buy paracetamol like many of you like to do. You'll just go chemist over the counter and say, doc, they do me, just give me Panadol. You won't be having to do all of that. So I have with me in the studio Ambassador Fred Umokoro, who is the Deputy General Manager, retired by the way, Delta Broadcasting Service Warri.
Thank you very much.
All right, I have Ambassador Jasper Akporayen.
Thank you.
I hope I got your name very well.
Yeah, thank you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And I have Ambassador Ikechukwu Oswagu, representative of Norland Industrial Group Limited.
Thank you very much.
All right, welcome. And now their aim here is to invite all Rivers people who are interested, by the way, to a unique seminar on financial freedom and key to absolute wellness. I told you health has become wealth. And now they're going to tell you how you can get financial freedom and how you can enjoy absolute wellness. First of all, I believe this is for Ambassador Ikechukwu Oswagu. What is Norland Industrial Group all about?
Yeah.
Or you want to answer it?
Yeah,
all
yes.
right,
Let me come in here.
Ahead. Yeah, all right. Quickly.
Thank you very much, moderator. Right. We want to thank everybody in River State, Port Harcourt. This is your time. We have gone around the country and today we are here.
All right.
All right. And so we are here with the good news of wellness. To be well, you need to understand the function of what to eat and what to do. And that is why we are here to propagate the principles of Norland Industrial Group Limited. And many people ask, what is Norland? Norland is a great company today that was founded in 2008. Norland Industrial Group is a large-scale transnational industrial group which covers health, medical cosmetology, direct selling, which is MLM, and e-commerce industries, and is integrated with numerous businesses, including health management, medical services, production, international logistics, and finance. Now, this great company, was formed by a surgeon known as Dr. Rojan Zhu.
All right.
Yeah. So it's a great man, of course, honored by America by renaming the California State University after him because of achievements in regenerative and restoration science. Human body regenerative and restoration science.
All right, so that seems like a very interesting aspect of the medical field that Rivers people need to know about, yeah?
Yeah, this area actually is about the traditional Chinese medicine, which is a TCM, the traditional Chinese medicine, put together to help everyone to have effective detoxification. And that when you are detoxified, you get, rid of all those dangerous sicknesses and all that.
All right.
And all the free radicals that ravage the body, that is causing the breakdown of the organs. So right now, the company is adhering strictly to their vision of building a global ecosystem of health and detoxification, so that all may benefit from the health awareness. That is why we are here. And this program is holding today in Port Harcourt.
What program is that?
That is the program on wellness and absolute wealth creation.
In Port Harcourt, yeah?
Yeah, in Port Harcourt.
All right. So is holding today and tomorrow?
Yeah, today and tomorrow.
So who can attend?
Well, It's open to everybody, and the time is 12 noon today, which is Saturday after the
before we
environmental.
go into the time, where will this event be holding?
The event is holding right at the Eka Terrace Hotel.
Sorry?
Eka Terrace.
Elkin Terrace.
Eka Terrace Hotel.
All right.
Along Abacha Link Road.
All right.
Just by Chicken Republic.
Elkin Terrace.
Yeah,
okay.
Eka Terrace.
Yes, I know the place.
Okay, by Chicken Republic. And that's where it is holding.
Okay, so you're saying it holds by 12 p.m.
12 noon today.
All right, and
that's the
tomorrow?
first session, 12 noon.
All right.
And the second session is 3 p.m.
Okay, sorry, 2 sessions are holding today.
Yeah, 2 sessions holding today.
12 noon and 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
And then tomorrow?
Tomorrow is 3 p.m. One session.
Just one session?
Yeah.
3 p.m.
Yeah.
All right, so how can people contact you, please?
All right, you can reach us with our numbers. That is, if you are making reservation for seat, just call these following numbers: 080-387-49144, 08038749144, and 0803-5536-025.
Can you call the numbers again?
That is, if you want to book for a seat, or else just take a step now and come over to Eka Terrace Hotel.
All right.
Along Abacha Link Road, GRA Phase 3. And the telephone number to reach in case of seat reservation is 080-387-49144. I'm sure you take that down. Don't miss it in case you will come at the nick of time or coming little behind, or you come in for the second session. Just take the number down and book for seat, because there is going to be a massive turnout for this program. So don't miss it. It's 080-387-49144 and 080-355-36025.
And is there supposed to be any special? Are they supposed to send any special text message or something?
Yeah, the text message you have to send for your seat reservation is just text yes.
Okay.
Yes, first session. Yes, second session.
Okay, so,
yes, Sunday.
All right. So all they have to do is yes.
Yes.
To the numbers.
Yes.
All right.
First session. Yes, second session.
All right.
Or yes, Sunday.
All right. Are they going to pay any fee for this?
No fee at all. We are not taking a dime from anyone.
All right.
Because this is an awareness program being sponsored by Norland Industrial Group Limited, and so we are making it free for everybody.
All right. So what do I stand to gain? Now, let's say I decide to attend by 12 noon or 3 p.m. What, as a human being, as a person, as someone living in River State, what do I stand to gain attending this wellness seminar?
Yeah, what you stand to gain are so numerous.
All right.
Of course, these days that poverty is ravaging everywhere.
All right.
And we keep complaining of government. Keep complaining of, governors, president, parties, whatever. Now we are going to show we are going to show people right now what they can do to make maximum use of their time to earn more money.
All right.
Now we want to teach them how they can use 2 hours in a day to earn 1,000 hours income per day.
Sorry. How they can use
2 hours, their own 2 hours, to earn 1,000 hours. It is the man hour you earn that makes you to be a wealthy man.
I see.
So many people work today and earn from only their effort.
All right.
And so with that, they are working and earning from their own effort. But we want to teach them, and what they are going to get now is how can they invest their 2 hours a day and earn 1,000, 2,000, as the case may be, hours.
What a wonderful secret that should be. So what are you waiting for? Pick up your pens or your pen and call the number 08 or write the number down and call it later. 0803-874-9144. I take it slowly this time, so you grab it already. 0803-874-9144, or you can call 0803-55 36025. All you have to do is text yes, YES, first session, yes, second session, and hey, you can use 2 hours and make a lot of money. Remember, health is wealth. All right, so for seat reservation, once again, text yes to 0803-874-9144 and 0803-553-6025. Now, because we're almost out of time, I'm going to ask you a very important question. So many people out there, they're skeptical. They're like, so many things have gone down in the past that now would make Nigerians very skeptical. If you were to convince someone listening to you right now, what message will that be?
Yeah, we are not going to, convince you, but it is a reality.
You're not going to convince them?
No, we are not going to convince you. It's a reality.
All
Just
right.
come and see, and you will convince yourself.
All right.
Now, it is obvious, and it's a truism that we have 24 hours.
All right.
Everybody has 24 hours.
All right, interesting.
Okay?
Yeah.
You use 24 hours, 8 hours to engage your paid job. And then 8 hours for you to sleep. Now the remaining 8 hours, what do you do with it? What do you do with that remaining 8 hours? That is where the big question is. Now we want to tell them, and they will see for themselves how 2 hours from that 8 hours that God has given to them can multiply into thousands of hours,
All right.
of which they will not get earning. And in the process of doing that, they are enhancing their health.
All right. So once again, read out the numbers and then the address of the event. Because we're out of
The
time.
address of the event is Eka Terrace. That is Eka Terrace Hotel. It's along Abacha Link Road, GRA Phase 3, and just almost opposite Chicken Republic. I hope I'm right.
Yeah.
Well, I think.
I think you're right. It's close to Chicken Republic.
Very
yeah?
close to Chicken Republic.
So it's off the Sania Bacha Road, as if you're going to Casablanca.
Okay, the venue is once again the Ekatere Hotel, Sonia Abacha Lake Road.
All right.
After Shike Republic.
All right. So what are the numbers for them to contact again?
Yeah, you just make your text to these following numbers. Text yes, first session, yes, second session if you are coming today. But if you are coming tomorrow, which Sunday, text yes, Sunday to 080-387-49144.
All right.
And 080-355-36025.
All right.
I repeat, 080-387-49144 and 080-355-36025.
All right. Thank you very much for coming into the studio with such an important message. What are you waiting for? Start ironing your clothes, polishing your shoes, and start getting ready for the Health is Wealth seminar that is holding at Alcantara's somewhere around Sania Bacha Road near Chicken Republic, and go get yourself wonderful knowledge. Remember, knowledge is power. Thank you very much for staying tuned to Today 95.1 FM, and good morning to you.
Thank you
gentlemen.
very much.
Yeah.
And good morning to everybody.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
This is Today 95.1 FM. To copy this tune, press 9.
This is Today 95.1 FM.
For current news and information, press 5.
They are politicians, all of them. They know what they do.
So they know how they attack each other.
To stay connected all day, press 1.
The person who raised the name is the one who made the public know about
Good afternoon and welcome to the world news on your premium talk radio station.
We are your premium talk radio station. Today 95.1 FM, the station with a unique dial.
Oh my. 18 minutes gone past the hour of 10 this Saturday morning. It is your premium talk radio station, Today 95.1 FM. Yes, we are the voice of the people. I am Canada, and I have some wonderful discuss to bring your way. Already, many of you might have already been indulging in the conversation. Many of you might have been typing on your keyboards on social media. Many of you might have been talking about it on other media platforms. A very, very controversial issue. It's basically, from my own point of view, from my own vantage point, is basically still all allegations, and nothing has been proven yet. But it is still worth talking about. According to our constitution, every human being is said to be innocent until proven guilty. That's what the law of the land says. And I believe that law is being shared by many other countries. You cannot be thrown in jail, jail, until you're fully investigated, even though sometimes in our legal structure we seem to have the law been broken. I mean, even amongst the legal practitioners, we seem to have the law being broken, where we see so many people being in jail for so long a time and waiting trial. But what am I talking about? I'm talking about a situation where interesting. I'm talking about a situation where some very prominent member of society has come out to accuse another prominent member of society of committing a crime. Like I said, it is all allegations. Nothing substantial yet, all allegations, but it seems like so many people have already started taking sides. What am I talking about? I'm going to go straight to the point. I'm going to stop beating around the bush, and it has to do with what Timi Dakolo's wife, Busola Dakolo, had to say about the pastor of Koza. I know some people. I told someone I was going to talk about it this morning, and the person rebuked me and said, "Why would you want to talk about a man of God? Why would you want to, put out a man of God out there so people can talk bad about him?" And it got me thinking. It really got me thinking. Why should I talk about a man of God? Why should I talk about a man of God? Already, many of you might have heard, we had it in our bulletin yesterday evening, where we told you a pastor, Biodun Fatoyimbo, of the Commonwealth of Zion Assembly, allegedly raped Busola Dakolo, wife of Timi Dakolo, twice when she was a teenager. Now, many people have gone on social media and said, so I would have played you the clip, but really accusation or allegations is not really what I want to focus on tonight or this morning. I keep saying tonight, pardon me, but this morning, that is not what I want to focus on this morning. And the reason being is, like I said, it's all allegation. But what she said in summary was that she was attending Koza before it was Koza. Before it was Koza, before it was the Commonwealth of Zion Assembly, it was some sort of a club, not a nightclub, but some sort of a club where, like a book club, for example, where people go and do spiritual things, like some sort of spiritual club where people go and praise and worship and dance and listen to the word. Usually would have, I think it was in Ilorin at the time, and it held during the evenings. I stand to be corrected. And she said at one time, they got so close. The members of our family and the club, the organizers of the club or the leaders of the club, they got so close that, visitations began to happen. The leader, Pastor Biodun himself began to visit our family. And one day, when everybody was away, he came and he raped her. So many people have said the story sounds, plausible. Like it sounds out of order, because why would someone in the early hours of the day come to your house without fear of being caught and rape you? And why will he want to do it again 1 week later? Some people have questioned the story, but once again, that is not where my focus lies. My focus doesn't lie there, because once again, it is all an allegation. But hey, if you go on social media right about now, many people have come up with "Don't touch my anointed and do the prophet no harm" quote from the Bible. Many people have come up with "I can't talk about this, he's a man of God." Many people have come out to say you are attacking the church. This is persecution. This is persecution on the Christian faith. The Bible said it, that the last days will come when the church will suffer persecution. And that is how many people have described it. So my interest this morning, 24 minutes gone past the hour of 10. My interest this morning is not in the authenticity of the allegation. I'm not the court. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge. I am not even God. So why would I even want to judge who's right and who's not? Moreover, the pastor has come out through the church media to say he didn't rape and he has never raped. So now, right about now, it is more like a war of words between these two prominent people. Like I said, one is a prominent pastor. Another is a prominent wife of a prominent musician. So prominence everywhere. But my concentration is not in whether the pastor is guilty or not. It's a case of rape. And the last I checked, rape is a crime. True or false? True. And if rape is a crime, then I believe that there are certain measures the Constitution has ruled out to be taken when someone commits that crime. But then again, when we look at it from that angle, when we look at it from the legal angle, what then are we hearing Christians say? Touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. Is that a license for pastors? Remember now, I'm not saying he has done it, but I'm just assuming. I'm not saying he has done it. I am not looking at the issue per se, but I'm looking at what people have come out to say. Touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. Is that a license? Is that a license for pastors? Is that a license for preachers to go out into the world and commit offenses because they are untouchable? Is anybody really untouchable then? Really, let's look at it from this angle. If I rape someone, I get to go in for it, but I'm also anointed. I am also anointed. I am a chosen generation, a royal priesthood. I have been anointed by God to go into the world and multiply. Correct me once again if I'm wrong. I have been anointed by God, but if I rape somebody, I will go in for it. So what is this excuse that I hear Christians make, and they say, do not judge a man of God or you will be cast from heaven? What is this talk about Christians saying that yes, is a man of God, let him have it? Now, I'm going to tell you a story, and it happened way before all of these allegations, started. I have a friend who's schooled abroad. She might be listening. She's schooled in one of these European countries, and then they had, the Nigerian branch and everything, and, they had a church, and the pastor was sleeping with girls in the church. And do you know there were people who knew about it and defended him and said he's a man of God, and so nobody had the right to judge him. Only God had the right to judge him. Is that really true? Is that really the mentality we should be carrying in 2019? I keep using the word 2019 because things have advanced. Knowledge is everywhere. Wisdom has been given from God. And yet people still live like they're in the dark ages. So let's say a pastor now, not really Pastor Biodo now, let's say a pastor now does commit such crime. We can no longer tell him that he's committed a crime. Is that what they're saying? Is that really what the Bible talks about? Is that really what is written? That we cannot talk about the crime because there's grace. Really. I know there's somewhere in the book of Romans. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a minister, but forgive me, I might not quote this very well. I think Romans chapter 10 or something like that talks about obeying the laws of the land. It is scriptural. Obeying the laws of the land. And so whereby you do not obey the laws of the land will have the right to judge you the way it should. But know what I hear people saying on social media. Not everybody, by the way, because it seems as if majority of Nigerians have been swayed by the story of Busola Dakolo. And by the way, it is important to mention that she's not the first person coming out. There was Ace a long time ago. There was another lady, I think some other time. I mean, I do hear that there have been a couple of ladies who come out to say, hey, this guy did this. But like I said, it's not really in the authenticity of the claims or the allegations. It is in the reactions I've gotten. I mean, a politician comes out and he's been accused of bribery, for example, or he's been accused of rape. We all shout, hey, leave your office, leave your office. So why do we have the double standards when it comes to a man of God? Why is the man of God really untouchable? I mean, when I mean untouchable, I'm not asking you to go beat him up, but why is he untouchable? Why can he not be told that this is wrong? Why? Why? I really would love to know why. So who then tells the man of God? Who then goes there to tell him, hey, you've done wrong? Who? The Holy Spirit? But if we wait for the Holy Spirit, what if the Holy Spirit, because I know he's told him already, and he has refused to obey? I'm not, when I say him, I'm not talking about Pastor Biodun, please. I'm very much specific. I'm very much neutral in this situation, but very much concerned in the fact that people, many people, some of them with MSCs, some of them with PhD, some of them who are professors, coming out to tell me, you cannot touch the man of God. I had a great quarrel with a friend because I know they were talking about it and I was really not interested. And then he mentioned something that he was not going to talk about it because it's a man of God in question. It's a man of God in question. And like I said, I am not here to berate anybody because I'm a Christian and I believe that this should not have even come out in the first place if we had done things the right way. But it is out. And why it is out is because of this: do not touch the man of God. Do not judge the man of God. Imagine if we were able to judge the man of God. Imagine if we were able to tell the man of God that what you have done is wrong. Maybe in the first place, our dirty laundries will not be out in public. Maybe, just maybe, if we had settled it like the way the Bible said we should settle it, which is the Bible said that if somebody commits an offense, you call him as a brother and say, hey guy, you messed up. And if he refuses to listen to you, you call one of the two other persons and say, hey, see you, brother AGK don't mess up. Moku tell and say you don't mess up. And then when we tell him, hey, and he refuses to listen, we call the elders in the church. When the elders then have refused, or when he has refused to listen to the elders, then we can now excommunicate him and throw him into public light. Or, throw him for the public to mention him. But no, we did not handle it that way because of the notion, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. And trust me, I am Kalada. I host the 9th show. And I get text messages, I hear stories that breaks my heart on it. I wouldn't say daily basis, but most times it does. I remember, and I'm sorry to the lady because I did not know how to handle the situation at the time. I did not know that there were Doctors Without Borders who were in charge of cases like rape and all of that stuff. Say a pastor came for our father's burial, our father's funeral, and raped her therein. She did not know how to tell anybody because nobody would have believed. She's not a kid, she's in her 30s. Raped her therein. What is rape? Rape is not just beating someone. Rape is not just, beating someone to have sex with them. Rape is when you somehow have sex that is not consensual. That is how the law defines it. When there is a penetration without the consent of the other person. So, hey, like I said, I've made mention severally. It's not really about the allegation. It's about the don't touch the anointed angle that I'm coming from. Who then is responsible for bringing the pastor to order? Who then is responsible I mean, not too long ago, we had the Pope coming out to apologize for all of the sexual, what's the word now? Will I say sexual violence, sexual abuse that did go on in the Catholic Church for so long a time, where male children were abused, where nuns were abused. And it all stayed for years. Nobody knew about it because of touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. Are they really untouchable? Has God really made them untouchable? Or when God said touch not my anointed, he was actually talking about, diseases and crimes and diseases and evil things not befalling them. What do I know? I'm going to let you jump into the conversation right about now, because the more I talk about it, the more my heart breaks. The more I talk about it, the more my heart breaks. 0817 000 0951 and 0810 9510 951. Jump in right about now. Jump in the conversation. Tell me what you make of what I've just raised. Pastors, airing, and yes, some members saying, don't judge them. You don't have the right to judge them. Really. 95.1 FM.
Hello, Kalada.
Yeah, good morning to you. What's your name?
Good morning. This is Dickie Jacob.
All right, Dickie Jacob, welcome.
Concerning what you are saying, you can relate it to different things, not only the area of maybe fornication.
I said crimes. I said crimes in general. Yeah.
Crime, also many things.
Right.
We cannot really argue with the word of God. It's God that said it. It's not man that says.
So are you saying, Deacon, that when a pastor does err, when a pastor does what is wrong, we cannot tell the pastor that he has done wrong because God said, "Touch not my anointed."
The pastor, whether you catch the person in the act, once you catch the person in the act, there's a church discipline. The church have their.
Tell me about it. What is the church discipline? Tell me about it.
The church discipline is evil in the Bible. At the nature, you have to discipline that person according to the rule of that church. Either you demote that person, let that person be sitting at the back. He will be hearing the word of God. There's an account in the Bible where Paul, a particular man, committed fornication with his father's wife. It now happened that the people did not take it like that. When Paul now came, he told that person is supposed to be supported, supposed not to be worshiping with them at that particular time. Doing the same thing with them, nobody talk about it. They have to excommunicate that guy a little, but the guy was still a believer. God did not say that guy will be condemned. He said the day of Christ so that the soul will be saved.
All right.
But if you read the Bible more later, you see that guy was restored back to fellowship.
All right.
That guy repented.
So now the question is, you're saying that there are disciplinary measures,
there are disciplinary measures at the church. There are some.
But do you know, Deacon Jacobs, that in the modern church, the pastor owns the church. So who then is that disciplinary measure? Who then is that person who checkmates?
That's why we say that they are not disciplined there. Look at King David. The only thing committed in the Bible that the Bible record, only the case of Uriah, the eater.
Yeah.
That it was not public, but God know about it.
Yeah.
You understand? God discipline it. You understand? Discipline. Many things were happening in the family. We wife was they even slept with a wife, hopefully, because of that particular act. But God forgive it. But those things were still apple back to it. That is the thing.
So are you saying we should wait for God? Are you saying we should wait for God to come down and judge the pastor himself?
Not that discipline band of God. You see, there is one time where David, he was almost killing Saul. He did not talk God and when suppose he killed Saul, David would have been killed because he was not anointed.
All right.
He did not kill Saul. He had to spare Saul at that time.
All right.
At that particular time. There's a time again. Let me give you this one, Moses. When,
wait. Now you mentioned Saul. Did God actually tell Saul that, okay, did God not send what's his name, Samuel, to Saul and tell him that, Saul, see, you messed up? There was somebody who told Saul that he messed up. There's always someone, even David, there was someone who told David that he messed up. There was what's his name? I can't remember the
that's the prophet. The prophet told David that you messed up. He did not even know that God recorded that thing.
But you see now, we all are prophets now. We all have been prophets ever since the veil was broken. So don't you think that we have the right to tell the pastor that, see, you've messed up. You have messed up. We're not going to judge you. We're not going to...
If you are not satisfied going to the church, you draw back, not going there. If you know that you will not be, that it will make you not to be there.
All right.
You understand?
All right.
Because not everybody that understand the scripture. Let me tell you about Mary before I go.
No, round up, please, so we can go to other callers. Yeah.
When they were insulting Moses and Aaron, God disciplined. He disciplined them. They said, how come you were not afraid to talk about my servant Moses? Yeah? That's why I said, get to evil. There are prophetic questions.
So are you saying, no, Deacon Jacob, round up now. Are you saying that if, for example, Kalada is a pastor and Kalada rapes his member, or Kalada steals offering money, or Kalada does something, Kalada should not be punished or judged? It should be left for God to do. Is that what you're saying?
No, if it's the church, they have the church government. There's a board that will discipline that pastor. They will remove you as the head pastor.
But what if they don't have a board? What if they don't have a board?
If they don't have a board,
yeah,
you understand?
Yeah.
That pastor will be again. There are some pastors that will even resign.
All right.
They will not do their job.
All right, so they should resign. All right. Thank you very much for calling in.
They can even draw back for another person.
Thank you very much for calling in. We have to go to other callers now. Yes, 95.1 FM.
Hello.
Hi, good morning to you. What's your name and where you calling from?
Good morning. Okay, my name is Kennedy, calling from Port Harcourt.
Kennedy, all the way from Port Harcourt. Welcome.
Okay, the issue we are discussing, I would have said that Africa has a problem, but I want to be specific. Nigeria, because...
How has this got to do with Nigeria? This is the church.
No. Wait, I'm coming there because we just heard about a certain Egyptian president being tried who happened to die. Now, it doesn't matter what people are saying. That is the problem. If anybody breaks the law, there will be those who will be for and those who will be against. Understand? But the law, what the law says is final.
All right.
If people let them come out to protest.
Are you a Christian? Are you a Christian?
I'm a Christian.
I thought the Bible was final, not the law. I thought the Bible trumps the law.
No.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a man among human, under human beings.
All right.
Understand?
All right.
He did something wrong. He has to be prosecuted. It doesn't matter the year he did it. That is how it is done everywhere else. But you know why they will not touch this man?
No. The man has not been deemed guilty. I don't know why you say why they will not touch this man.
See. As far as you know the case of B. Cosby and one other producer.
Yeah, Me Too, the Me Too movement. Yeah.
Exactly. These things happened some years back. But as far as these ladies began to open up, they went for these people. You understand? It is this. You have to go for this man. Do thorough investigation.
All right.
Thorough one.
All right.
But if he's guilty, but do you know why they will not do that? Because if a Muslim does it, they will find it difficult to arrest a Muslim. That is the country you find yourself.
All right.
That is the problem.
All right. Thank you very much for calling in. Now you see, this is a very important discuss. Yeah, very important because the church is not just the church. Religion itself is a very, very vital tool in restructuring our current society. It's a very vital tool in reshaping our current society. It's a tool that is very much needed, and we need the pastors, we need the imams, we need the traditional rulers to ensure that we have a society that every one of us can live in and be proud of it. So religion, which of course the church is a part of, is very much a vital tool in reshaping our country. So when we have things like this, the rest of the country is watching and they're wondering, what will the church do? What will the church do? Kalada, as a pastor, has committed a big crime. He has gone to the coffers of the church and he has collected money, just like politicians do. What will the church then do to him? Will the church clap for him, or will the church rebuke him? Because if the church claps for him, then the church has lost its right, its power, its mandate to correct the politicians when they do the same. But hey, what I see on social media, apart from the people who are, in support of Busola Dakolo, the other people who are defending him are saying, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. Interesting, right? 95.1 FM.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. What's your name and where you calling from?
This is Mr. Naya calling from Port Harcourt.
Mr. Naya, all the way from Port Harcourt. Welcome.
Yeah, this issue you're talking about, I don't know what to say. Go for the pastor, saying it's untouchable. Most people think that they are untouchable because they are man of God. As you said, they say that the person not my anointed and my prophet no harm. And that's why they're carrying out all the whole rubbish that they're doing in the church. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
To an extent, what I believe is that the members of the churches should put a panel fine and good. And most of the churches are owned by the pastors themselves.
All right. So I didn't get that last. What did you say? What was the last thing you said?
I said most of the whole churches now are owned by the pastors themselves.
All right. Yeah, true.
So it's them that set those people. So they have the right. They feel like they have the right to carry out anything they want, and nobody is entitled to. So
then, but see, I'm not even particular about the pastor setting the pace and everything. I'm more particular about the followers, the congregation coming out, to defend the pastors when they have done wrong. If the followers are defending, who then corrects? Who then has the power to correct the pastors? That is where I'm coming from.
What the pastor will say is that it's anointing. Right now he'll say that he's anointed to that particular person that he is.
I see. So you're saying all right, I get where you're coming from, I do. All right. But let me get that last part again. You're saying that the pastor will say it is anointing, right? That he's anointing the person that he did what? Let me get the last thing you said.
Amen. That's what who put it.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Naya, for calling in. I have to go to other callers right about now. 95.1 FM. What's your name? Where are you calling me from?
Yeah, Salada.
Yeah, good morning to you. What's your name?
Kelly.
All right, Kelly, welcome on the show. Yeah, what's your thoughts on what we're talking about?
Yeah, first of all, I want to believe that the lady that clothes are white.
Yeah.
From the way I see her, she's not the kind of person that would come out and
No, you can't really say. Like I said, I'm not going to dabble into into the legalities of all of that.
Exactly, but from my own
perspective.
From my own perspective,
all right.
Yeah,
all right.
I believe that okay, I won't come out and say it's true because it's not yet proven, but
yeah.
People, I heard about it when they were saying it online, and people were saying she should be happy, she should be like, it's not right. Listen, if it's mine, okay, for instance, those people saying it, imagine your daughter or your sister comes home on the and she tell you, I was raped. Okay, what? Your first reaction will be like, wow, what? Like, who is that? And she tells you it's our pastor.
But anyway, like I said, that I'm not going to go into the matter itself. I'm more concerned about the reactions that I've gotten, and that is the reaction that do not touch my anointed and do my prophet no harm. So if we are not able to tell the pastor that you have erred, then who will tell the pastor that he has heard? And it doesn't really have to do with just rape. I mean, it's not just the rape is, the recent happening just brought it all out. But we've had situations where pastors have been accused of corruption, in church, mishandling financial, the finances of the church, and yet nobody's been able to checkmate them.
I've gone to a lot of specificity. You're saying it.
Oh my, sorry, I lost you there, Kelly. Please do call us back at 95.1 FM.
Canada.
Yes, good morning to you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name, I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Cody, welcome. So tell me, what's your take on this?
Your question is, what will the congregation or the followers do?
Not really. That's not my my question is, if we can tell the pastor you're wrong, who can? Who should?
It's supposed to be the members of his church.
But the members say, touch not my anointed.
Yes. But what happens is that these pastors, they have been able to convince their followers, that they are next to God.
All right. Well, of course they are next to God. I mean, they are next to God. They communicate with God on a regular. They have been picked by God to do His work here on earth. So yes.
That is deceptive conviction. They are not near to God. They don't talk to God. Everything is as conjecture and assumption.
All right.
If they are honest, let them tell me the hour, the day, the where God called them, and they say they spoke to God. It is not. This is pure deception. It make you believe that I'm so and so. You don't doubt me. Don't argue with me. Believe in what I do. Believe in my sanctity. Defend me against any attack. And that's it. And I wonder how we came about finding ourselves in this situation. There is no theocratic, because we are sending towards a theocratic state.
All right.
Everybody you touch must say in the name of God. Like a God has done it. Everybody. No theocratic state has ever survived. Those who practice it failed. And if you continue at this rate, we are going to fail.
All right.
We have to separate church, religion, and our nationhood.
All right.
And they be very, very strict with religious men, offend the law. And the government, not the congregation, is supposed to take care of it.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I've got to go to another caller right about now. 95.1 FM. What's your name? Where are you calling me from?
Romo, good morning. This is DK.
Oh, DK, you need to send me your number. You want a gift. You remember?
Okay, thank you.
You remember what I'm talking about?
I understand.
All right. So I don't know how you do. Maybe you send it to me on Facebook or something, so I can actually send you what you asked me to send you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, no problem. So go ahead. What we're talking about now, yeah?
Jesus Christ said, "Not all those who call me Lord, Lord, that are for me." So when people say they are prophet of God, and as such, they should not be touched, the first question you should even ask is, are they really prophets of God? Because most of them are just a merchant of faith to make money.
All right.
They just use God's name in vain. So if any of them go against the law, they should be treated as such. As simple as that.
But then again, we don't see that in society. I mean, you see, remember the pastor, the one in Lagos that would ask his members to come to church naked. Reverend King? I can't remember his name. Do you remember that his congregation were what's the word now? Were protective of him. His congregation were so critical of him that they did not want the law to take its course. So when we have followers who are protective of their pastors, especially when their pastors have gone against the law, who then is responsible for correcting the pastors?
You don't have to wait for them. They are doing that out of ignorance.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That is the simple truth. Yes. They are defending the pastor in ignorance.
All right.
The reference point is the Bible. Does the Bible support what the pastor is doing?
But the Bible says, touch not my anointed. That is where the conundrum is.
That is the truly anointed, not the false one.
All right. So there's,
thank you.
but see, yes, DK, you're mistaken there. There is no false anointing because the gift of God is without repentance. So when God gives a man a gift, whether the man back rails or not, the gift is there. So there is no really false anointing per se. So when a man of God was anointed, like for example, David in the Bible, I lost you there. David in the Bible was anointed, and for whatever reason, he saw a naked woman, and he lost his cool, and he lost his righteousness for a bit. But even at that, he was still anointed. He was still the David who slew 10,000 people. He was still that same David. So hey, really, that is where the conundrum is. Do we really touch the anointed? Oh my God. 95.1 FM.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you.
This is Kine again from Edmonton.
Please, can you turn down the volume if you registered? There is the all back.
I'm moving away from it.
All right, thank you very much for that.
Okay, I've been listening to what you guys are saying, and funny enough, as I told you that thing, my mom is a prophetess.
Oh, yeah.
Now, so I can't say that I'm a son of a prophet or a pastor. I don't know how to put it, but now in that aspect, people are getting it wrong when they see the portion in the Bible we say that touch not my anointing. Now, everybody is anointed. Let me take you back to Job. Now, when the devil wanted to tempt Job, he went, according to the Bible, he took permission from God. And God said, "You shouldn't touch his soul."
Yeah.
Now, that part is on every human being.
Okay.
That part is anointed.
All right, so every human soul is anointed.
Yes, every human soul is anointed. Now, as a pastor, it doesn't mean that you're more closer to God than me.
All right.
No, because even Jesus Christ in the Bible, he in the church, he brought down the curtains used to cover that only
the veil.
Specific people are.
The veil.
He brought it down and said everybody is allowed.
All right.
Now, we, the members of the church, we forget that the man who we say as a pastor is also a human being.
All right.
Now, the devil has the ability to tempt him, and he, as a human being, also may fall. Him being a pastor or not, that doesn't mean it won't fall, or that doesn't mean that it won't sin. You can commit sin as a pastor, but you ask for God to forgive you. Now, if a pastor has committed or break a law, he should be treated as a normal member of the church member. If you have committed sin or you've broken a law and you found guilty, don't come and say, "Touch not my anointing." No. You have committed sin. Even David, when David found out that, he has committed, what he does was to ask God to forgive him. He asked God to forgive him. Why did he do that? Because he knows that he has committed sin. When Jesus Christ was in the cross, what he said was, "Forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing." We have committed sin, and he's still telling God to forgive us.
All right.
But if he didn't, God would have maybe destroyed us at that particular time. So if a pastor have committed sin or breaking the law, he should face the unnecessary thing that comes with it, not to come and sugarcoat it and say, "Touch not my anointing." I don't get. Are you not a human being?
All right.
Because you're a pastor?
All right. Thank you very much for that one. I've got to go to some other calls because we are almost out of time and we have to make way for our final round of discussions for the Saturday morning show. But I'm going to take this call right about now. 95.1 FM. What's your name? Where are you calling me from?
Hello, Kalada.
Yes, good morning to you.
This is ID.
ID all the way from Abua. Welcome.
Thank you, my brother. You see, just like the last caller really hinted my facts. Because no other persons could be anointed like David, whom God called after his own heart. But yet he was punished. Nobody could have been more anointed than Moses, who led the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But yet, due to the disobedience of the law, that God instructed him to strike the rock once, and he went ahead to strike the rock twice. God said, "You will see the promised land, but you will not enter." Is he not a victim of the law? You see, when people begin to say, "Touch not my anointed," in book of John, he clearly said, "As many that believe and call upon my name, I will be with them."
But you see, the argument is, when David was punished, he was punished by God. When Moses was punished, he was punished by God. So maybe if Pastor Kalada, is to be punished, he should be punished by God as well.
You see, let me tell you.
I'm listening.
When Moses was dispensing judgment to the children of Israel, what was the instruction from the in-law? He said, "The people of Israel are multitude, and you cannot only dispense justice unless you ordain other persons, the elders."
All right.
To administer justice to the others. Was it God that was ordaining those ones?
All right.
See, if you commit the crime of the land, the crime of the law of the land must take its course, because God said to pray for the leaders, and we have leaders, and we have courts. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for calling in. One last call, and we'll call it a wrap on the show. One last call. All right, let's go. 95.1 FM. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. What's your name and where you calling from?
Okay, my name is Frank. I'm calling from Rumekini.
Frank from Rumekini, welcome.
Yes. Once upon a time, I traveled to Anambra State and visited a church. And the member committed fornication with a sister.
Oh, sorry, the member?
Yes, and they were brought to the front of the church and they were embarrassed and punished. Now, when a pastor does such, I say he's anointed. Moses, Elijah, and all those people were before Christ came. When Christ came, now we got into a new dispensation that all men are equal, because as many as received him, to them he gave the power to become the sons of God.
Interesting.
And he gives equal number of Holy Spirit to everybody.
Interesting.
Nobody is more anointed to the other. Those people are just pastors because they have more time and more focus on the word of God, on the things of God, than other people that are busy. So if they commit crime too, they should be punished, because many of them are committing too much serious crime in the name of Christ.
So how should they be punished? Should they be brought before the church and told and sent to the back seat like some churches do? Put them in the back seat and excommunicate them and all of that stuff.
Given a back seat. They should also be given a back seat.
All right.
Like they do to me, they do it to the other person.
All right. Thank you very much for calling in there, all the way from Rumekini. Yeah, but that's the much we can take, because it is 11 o'clock and we have to start another round of discussion. But thank every one of you who have called in. I feel my own personal opinion in this situation is that it's a personal race. Your spirituality is a personal race. You don't have to wait for anybody to come, lay hands on you, come bless you. And, yes, pastors are very much important because they help sometimes, break down the word. Sometimes they help us digest the word of God. But, hey, it's a personal race. It is a personal race. So keep listening to Today 95.1 FM. I'm Galada. The Saturday morning show continues after this short break. Stay tuned.
Today 95.1 FM. To copy this tune, press 9.
This is Today 95.1 FM.
For current news and information, press 5.
They are politicians, all of them. They know what they do.
So they know how they attack each other.
To stay connected all day, press 1.
The person who raised the name is the one who made the public know about.
Good afternoon and welcome to the world news on your premium talk radio station.
We are your premium talk radio station. Today 95.1 FM. The station with a unique dial.
Today 95.1 FM. Good
morning. My name is Ifeanyi. I'm calling you from. Hello?
Yes, Today 95.1 FM. Good morning.
My name is William. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, William from Port Harcourt. Go ahead.
Talk radio.
You have a right to say no, right? All right.
I'm calling from Yenipua.
Okay, thank you so much from Yenagua.
We are the station that needs no introduction. Of course, you know, we give the best in news, sports.
You like football, right?
Entertainment, politics. In fact, call it talk.
Yes, we know there's a lot you want to hear, and that is why we talk about everything.
Talk radio.
We're right before you. It's just a dial away. This is your number one premium talk radio. Today, 95.1 FM. Voice of the people.
Insecurity has become a common factor in our general language within the Nigerian space, no doubt. Not only has it become a threat, it has begun taking diverse dimension we cannot ignore, where cultism spreads and breeds evil in its every wake. A solution we seek, a desire to stop the trend is imminent. And as your number one talk station, we have taken the challenge to champion this discourse and prefer solutions. Join us at our Anti-Cultism Summit on the 6th of July at 9 a.m. Be part of the solution.
This is Today 95.1 FM. To copy this tune, press 9.
This is Today 95.1 FM.
For current news and information, press 5.
They are politicians, all of them. They know what they do.
So they know how they attack each other.
And
To stay connected all day, press 1.
The person who raised the alarm is the one who made the public know about
Good afternoon and welcome to the world news on your premium talk radio station.
We are your premium talk radio station. Today 95.1 FM, the station with a unique dial.
All right. Like I said, like I promised, conversation continues. You know how we do it on the Saturday morning show. We got it all piled up. Interesting conversations coming your way always on Today 95.1 FM. Of course, we are your premium talk radio station, the voice of the people, and you know what they say. The voice of the people is the voice of God. All right, I'm Kalada, and I promised I would be having a guest in the studio this morning who will be talking or telling us or informing us on something that is really, really important. And you know how I stated earlier, that majority of us, due to the hustle and the bustle, due to the business, due to wanting to meet up our economic needs, we tend to leave the home very early, and nobody really wonders what happens in the kitchen. We tend to eat from outside. We tend to eat from, what they call a yabasera. Sometimes some of you are rich enough, you go to big restaurants. I'm not going to call names now because we're not doing marketing. But you get to go to those big restaurants to eat on a daily basis. But there's something that you totally ignore. And that is hygiene. And once again, hygiene comes up on the Saturday morning show. Just not so long ago, was it by 9 o'clock, we were talking about our environmental sanitation, about our hygiene. And yet again, you see, we're talking about it again. Hygiene, and this time it has to do with what we eat. We don't keep our environments clean. And sometimes this environment influences the kind of food that we eat. So you go to an Iyabasera, for example, who has, you probably would not know, but a dirty backyard where she does, washing of her plates. She does even the cooking sometimes. It is really, really, really detrimental to your health. And then you wonder, why am I coming up with cancer in this time? Why am I coming up with chronic diseases and illnesses that we, all of a sudden cannot have cure to? But that's not really the focus for this morning. The focus really is, in recent times, we have been hearing crazy news like market people using sniper or pesticide to drive away insects or pests from raw food like beans, rice, and the rest. We've also been told that chemicals like carbide have been used to ripen fruit like bananas, what do you call them now? Oranges. There's mangoes too. And there's also the talk of meats. There was one time in River State where they were talking about the abattoir in River State not being hygienic enough. They were even saying the meats that were being sold were, meat that were contaminated and were poisonous to human consumption, or too poisonous for human consumption. And that is why I've been wanting to do this for a week, but I never could find the right time. And finally, I got someone who's into the catering business, who is the CEO of Booker by Choice. Yes, he's the CEO of Booker by Choice, a restaurant somewhere in the city of Port Harcourt. We're not doing advertisement, remember? So his name is, would I call him CEO? Would I call him honorable? We like titles in Nigeria. Would I call him His Excellency? I'm yet to know. But I have Kingsley Momo with me in the studio. Kingsley, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing, by the way?
I'm good.
All right. Welcome. Now, so you heard all that I have to say, and you, like I earlier mentioned, are the CEO of Booker by Choice. How do you go about buying things from the market with all of this news that we have flying about? For example, how do you checkmate the beans you buy in market? How do you checkmate the rice? How do you go about selecting meat from the market? Because a lot of people would like to learn from your experiences.
Okay. Good to have me on air this morning.
All right.
Good question. Fortunately for me, I'm in charge of purchases in my business.
All right.
So I and my wife are in charge of whatever raw food comes into the restaurant.
All right.
We are very, very particular about the hygiene. Even our environment, if you come to Booker by Choice, you would understand hygiene is number one, is priority.
All right.
Our kitchen, our cooking places, our staff, they are all
priority. Yeah, the hygiene is priority. Yeah,
it is very important.
But being in the business, you can speak for your own place. But I'm talking about generally, the catering business in general. What do you think? Okay, you said you select your, before we go into general, you select your raw materials that come into your company.
Yes, I do this myself.
How do you select when you go to the market? Because like I said, you probably wouldn't know. You probably wouldn't know that sniper, for example, have been used to preserve beans. You probably wouldn't know that the meat is contaminated. What measures do you take to actually select these raw materials?
Okay. For example, the beans that has been preserved by sniper.
Yeah.
When you cook, the taste, you would know from the taste. Definitely.
You would?
Yes, you would know from the taste. So these are the things we do. And not just I'm not just speaking as if I'm an expert here, but
you're
you
an expert. You're an expert.
Yeah, because sometimes when I said you know from the taste, we're like,
I was going to know because sometimes we eat and we don't eat. Some people don't really know the difference.
Of course, I do this for a living, so I have to be particular about it.
Yeah.
And you have to have people you patronize that are qualified, that are sincere.
All right.
That is the suppliers.
The suppliers, yeah?
Yeah. Some of them know about this poisonous beans in the market, and they tend to stay away from it. And knowing fully well that you run a big restaurant, they wouldn't want to damage their business with you. So they tell you, sir, this is the kind of beans you should go for. This is the kind of food stuff you should go for. That is talking about beans, rice, and everything.
Yeah.
What about the meat, the protein?
How do you select it? How do you select the meat? Because there was one time I had someone from the abattoir come on and say if there's fly perching on the meat, then it's a good meat. No. We laughed about it on air.
Generally in Nigeria, the atmosphere is hot, so flies. Even in the Western world, you go there, bring a meat out, 5-10 minutes, flies will come perch on it.
Yeah.
Whether I like it or not, So, but the thing is, how do I checkmate my fresh
meat?
Yeah. I make sure I get to the abattoir very early in the morning.
Okay. You watch them kill it?
Yes.
Interesting.
The cow is healthy.
Yeah.
We have health officers regulating these things.
Yeah.
So they are there. So before any cow comes into the abattoir, they've been tested.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, and you see whatever you're getting, if it's especially the red meat, the cow is alive even when we buy it sometimes. If you're about to get maybe the thighs of the cow or the head or the tail, sometimes you buy it while it's still alive. In fact,
so the secret for you is going very early in the morning.
Yes, very early in the morning when the this fresh this thing that's still alive. You look at it, then you go for it.
Oh my!
Yeah,
interesting.
We're even talking about what about the beefs or cows that are not mature enough. When they come already slaughtered, how do you know it's not a 6-month-old cow?
Yeah.
So we see these things when they are still standing and everything, then you buy from there.
Interesting.
You are getting something.
Interesting. So that's a very good way to checkmate what you're actually buying. But now, talking for you've talked for your own, and you've been in this business for a while. You've been in the cooking business for a while, because I know. But what about other restaurants? What about other places, other food outlets? How hygienic are those places?
Like I said, I think I can only speak for myself.
No, because what I'm saying is you might have had experiences in time past. There must have been a reason why you opened your own restaurant, because you wanted to cure a solution.
Okay.
You wanted to bring about a solution, rather. You wanted to cure a problem.
Okay.
So now there must have been something you'd seen in the hospitality business or the catering business that you really think is not hygienic, and you wanted to make a difference.
Yeah, if we come from that angle, hygienically, like you said, the mama bacterias and the mama puts around, definitely, their environments are not too, in quotes.
Yeah.
Not, of course, some of them does everything themselves, from going to the market, cutting the vegetables, to boiling the meat, to cooking. They have maybe one or two help and everything. And you know how it is. They operate from a small space. So they really have to, sometimes operate from, as you see them pouring their and disposing their waste into the gutter in front of them.
In front of them, yeah?
Yeah, and these gutters don't flow. Even by the time they're even done cooking, they probably end up serving people beside the gutters and everything. So we see this all over the city. But
it looks as if more Nigerians seem to patronize this.
Because they're cheaper. My brother, they're cheaper. The economy.
And if they are cheaper, then how? The next question is how? Because you're in the business. How do we then improve the hygiene of these outlets? First of all, before we even talk of the hygiene of the outlets, how do we improve the hygiene of the marketplaces? What can the government do? What can we do to ensure that, okay, you know what, we will stop these people from using carbide to ripen mangoes, bananas and the rest, that will stop these people from using snipers to, so what can we do to improve the hygiene in the marketplaces?
Basically rest with the government.
So basically just the government?
Yes, I think so. For us, if you see them doing this, the best we could do is not to patronize them. So
what about reporting them to the same government?
By the time patronage doesn't come, at the same time, if you report to the government and the government does something about it, there might be a way of that might be a good way of checkmating them.
All right.
But as if the government knows about it, we have so many abattoirs and slaughter places all around. Are the government staff enough to go around? Are they for the sincere ones? If you don't go there, collect something behind and allow them kill or bring in substandard goods into the market. You understand? Everybody's looking out for themselves these days. But I think so far they're trying, like I said, I've patronized the slaughter area of abattoir. And I see sometimes I'm there for 5 hours. From 7-8 in the morning to like 11-12. Yes,
because
1 o'clock sometimes.
Because it's crazy. It's crazy now. There was one time there was the seizure of dead fish, cartons of dead fish. I think they were brought into River State, somewhere around Rupoko. I can't remember the area, and people were going the people
patronize.
Yeah. They seized the truck. Government agencies seized the truck, and they impounded the truck, and they were supposed to bury all of those fishes, the carton of fishes. And people went there and were buying 2,000 naira, 3,000 naira, and those same things will be sold in the marketplace and given to someone to eat. That's one. Two. There was a time when there was a talk of sick cows being brought. I think it was intercepted still along the East-West Road, and those cows were sold. So this is not something that we just laugh about. It's a very serious.
Like I said, someone was in charge of those cows to actually terminate or do. But how come did these same materials or goods find their way to the market or to the people? If the agencies involved were serious enough, they would have done this thing openly.
All right.
I wonder how this got to come out that people were actually buying them. There are people in charge selling them and collecting money. Who are those people? So is it me and you that will now go there and start saying, and why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Of course, we have 1 or 2 roles to play. Maybe take a picture of it, snap it, record it, and maybe send it to the various agencies. But before you get there, these things are already in the market.
Right.
If someone would have been held responsible for these things, I believe it would have gone.
So now, still talking about. Do you think government should regulate the markets? Do you think we should have?
I think government's already regulating the market.
I don't really think so, because market pop up everywhere in River State. I mean, we have market in every corner of River State. Do you think we should have just designated markets, like maybe just the Mile 1 market, maybe just
I don't think so. Even anywhere in the world.
I'm saying like get my point now. Like now, Falga should maybe have like 2 markets. Maybe Obiakpo should have like 2 markets. Markets that the government.
That's how it is right now.
Really?
Yes, that's how it is.
Obiakpo has like 4 markets.
Okay, you're saying they should have just 1 market.
I'm not saying 1, like 2, that the government, like you said, the government cannot really go everywhere to actually checkmate all the activities.
Every morning, they can't do that.
Exactly, but if you had 2 markets.
Yeah, but how convenient would that be? Obiakpo is a very big place.
You make it large market. You make it a large market as well.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Where's the space? How do you get to gather so many people together? Goods and fresh food is different from materials or So there must be a market for this. The thing is, not every market is an abattoir or where they slaughter these things. Yes, like our food garden market here. If you're talking about fruits and everything,
sure.
You know where to get it. If you're looking for clothes and everything, there's a particular place to get it. If you're looking for plastic materials, there's a place to get it. If you're looking for raw or metal, they are like that in almost every locality. So
when I talk about markets, I'm talking about food markets.
Food markets.
Yeah, food market, because it's very important. See, a lot of people consume things that I'm seeing a report right now.
Can I say something?
Yeah, you can.
Because the thing is, like I said, most of these meats, they have a place where they originate from.
All right.
Cows, poultries, and there are particular markets they come from. There are particular cold rooms they come from. And I know government knows about these markets and these cold rooms, and I know they regulate them. The River State government is actually really trying. When was the last time we heard of an outbreak of something? They're really trying, and like I said, sometimes I'm in the market 4, 5, 6 hours before this live animals are brought on the slab for killing. They are tested, they are confirmed or okay. Then they bring them there. The slabs are cleaned. Immediately they are done, the blood is washed off. And the place is sanitized. I know it's not. We've not gotten there yet, but I think they're
doing a fair job. Yeah,
they're doing a fairly good
job.
All
right. 90 minutes gone past the hour of 11. I'm going to open the phone lines early on this one. You can join the conversation. Do you think we should continue to trust our stomach, our bellies, our belly infrastructure, like someone rightly put it? Do you think we should continue to trust it in the hands of restaurant owners? And like I said, I have a restaurant owner in my studio this morning, and we will answer questions if you have any. I think there's a lot to talk about when it comes to this one. If maybe you have a question on how you should go about your shopping in the market, how you should be able to identify certain things, we have someone who I believe is an expert. He will be able to lead you. You get good lecture this morning. All you have to do is pick up your phone and call in the numbers 0817 000 0951 and 0810 9510 951. The numbers once again are 0817 000 0951 and 0810 9510 951. So apart from you going up early in the morning to go out there and check the live cows and the abattoirs, what about chicken? Things like what other animals are there? Chicken is not really done in the fish. Yeah, fish. And how do you identify? How do you select those ones?
We make sure we get them from trusted dealers. We have so many around. Aztec, yes.
No name calling. We're not doing advertisement yet. But let's take this call. Yeah, 95.1 FM. Hello. Good morning to you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning. My name is Buzwe and I'm calling from Port.
Your name is
Buzwe.
All right, welcome. Talk to me.
Yes. Actually, there's a lot to be done in checkmating what is being done in abattoirs. For instance, if you go to the Transamadi slaughter market, my brother, it's an eyesore when you see the way meat is being handled there. The slabs are so dirty, the environment are dirty, the gutters are not clean. So sometimes I ask myself, is this abattoir not under a certain ministry or in River State or whatever? There should be a
So sorry, let me get it correctly now. You're saying that the abattoirs are dirty, the slabs are dirty, the gutters are dirty. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they are so dirty. The way meat, the way animals are being handled, the way meat are being handled. I believe me, not everybody that will go to will visit an abattoir like the slaughter market the slaughter in Transamadi, and I mean a lot of people will stop eating meat if you see the way they handle meat there.
All right.
So that starts from there. If the government can checkmate these things, and we will be sure, like the gentleman there in the studio talking about going early to purchase your meat and all that. How many people can go that early? Does it mean you go early, everybody goes once and the market closes? No. So you start
But maybe you could start by doing what it does, by asking to see the cow slaughtered yourself. I mean, you wait till the cow, the live cow is brought in, slaughtered before your eyes. Maybe that way we will be able to identify LD meats.
It's funny, my brother, because if 1,000 or 2,000 will first go to the slaughter at the same time, I don't think the market can accommodate us to watch the cow being alive and watch them feed and we die from there.
All right.
So we would rather think of how to be sure that if you're there or you are not there, you are sure that the meat are being handled in a proper way.
All right. That will fall with the government then. That will fall with the government checkmating the kind of cows that come into the market or into the abattoirs and the kind of cows and the measures by which they are slaughtered.
Yes,
right.
Because I know in the 80s, when you go to our abattoirs, you have vet doctors that must at the slab there must check all these meats and confirm them healthy. And before this is being done, even the environment should be taken care of. Then they must be sure that the environment is clean before the meat is being slaughtered. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much for calling.
All the things is not being done now. All these things is just stories.
All right, thank you very much for calling in. Now you made mention of the fact, Mr. Kingsley, that when you go in the money, certain hygienic measures are being taken by the people who run the abattoirs. But you're saying that when he goes to the abattoir, all he sees are dirt and garbage everywhere.
I think I would disagree with him.
All right.
Because I've been in this for like 3 years.
All right.
That's what I used to think when I was, especially when you're trying to cook your meat at home and you see one or two sand on them. You're like, why is this like this and everything, Probably, there's so many handlers of these things. We have second party, third party buyers like that.
Yeah.
But from where these cows have been slaughtered, at least I know the cows I see are healthy cows.
All right.
And I've seen not once, not twice, I've seen health officers come around, check these things, stay for hours, do their own bit and everything you get. And even those guys bringing these cows, of course, they know the measures, they know what is right and wrong. So they try to follow due process,
right.
And I know healthy cows coming to Port Harcourt that I know. Like I said, I went to this business, to be able to correct one or two measures of these things. How do I get to run a place where I know decent meals, not too expensive, in a clean environment, can be served. So I had to go from the root, I had to go to the root.
All right.
So doing this, so I went there, I saw this, tried to get it cheaper and everything. And I've seen sometimes, they mess up, they try to, especially if meat, even they try a lot there, I tell you, even if the meat, they don't sell them in the evenings, they have deep freezers, they have cooling vans everywhere.
Right. You're very certain because Nigerians.
Yes, I'm telling you, they keep these things, and when they bring it out the next day, it's still fresh, and they let you know that this thing was killed yesterday, kept in the freezers. You see it's chilled and frozen. If you want it, maybe slightly cheaper, so that because new ones have been killed the next day.
Right.
You get, so you see these things, and I know they're trying. Like I said, we've not gotten there yet. I've been opportunity to travel out the country. I've been to a few Western countries. I've been to the abattoirs also. The difference is,
the difference is clear. Don't even try to be. Don't even try to do that. The difference is clear.
That doesn't mean flies or don't perch on their meat out there too.
All right, cool. Now, like the caller said, the person who called said that every one of us cannot go to the marketplace.
Yes,
every one of us cannot go to the abattoirs.
Obviously.
And that's the reason why we have people who patronize these restaurants. Who patronize people like you. Why should Nigerians, let bring to River State, why should Rivers people keep on, trusting people who are into the catering business? Because once again, you mentioned that there are so many handlers who handle these things, and sometimes a lot of them are negligent, a lot of them are indifferent about their work, and they just go about doing it haphazardly. So what are the guarantees why should we, let me put it this way, why should we continue to trust people like you, caterers like you, to handle our food? Because once again, if you want to kill a nation, you can also actually poison the food as well. So why do we need to continue trusting people like you?
Because number one, we are genuine
Genuinely, really?
Yeah, so,
I mean, there are people who are doing
yeah,
these
of
things
course, because sometimes, like I said, you know, we're talking about food here.
All right.
80 to 90% of the food sellers out there are like the mama puts.
All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
If you try to classify the big restaurants and how many of us to actually patronize them.
All right.
80 to 90% of Nigerians patronize these mama puts and everything. So that's not my category. That's not where I fall into.
Yeah.
You know, so if we're saying how do they trust us? I think if you're really particular about that, then you should patronize the ones you see that are a little bit qualified, you know, that serve their food in clean environments. Like I said, that go get these mates, make sure that these things are clean and you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know, because
but maybe I didn't ask the question very well. But how do we certify these people? Because once again, it's not the outward.
How do you certify
it's not the outward appearance that matters. You know, we can go to a restaurant, for example, a big restaurant. I'm looking at the Yabaseras now, and we say, oh, well packaged, but inside the kitchen might be faulty. Inside
we have regulators that
Really?
comes, yes, almost every 2 weeks or every month.
So we have
Yes.
regulators that check. They are working up.
Yes, health workers. They come, they check your kitchen, they
And they're
check
not
your
bri-
stuff.
they're not bribable.
No.
Really?
They check your kitchen, they check your stuff, they check your water, they check the taste of the water, they check your environment. If you default in any way, they give you the first one, and the second time they close you down. I'm telling you, you know, but I don't know how to go about this with the Yabashiras or the
I don't really think they do anything about it, because if you look at the structure, like you mentioned, they check your water, they check your environment, they check your
the staff, the ambulance of food.
I mean, the Yabasiras.
Some of them even come in with muftis, try to patronize you at first. I'm telling you, they come maybe a day before, see your service, see what you do, check your toilets and everything.
Are you saying it's not a way of collecting bribe? I mean, sometimes, you know, they might go to these places and these places are not up to standard. Are you saying it's not a way?
I speak for myself. For me, they come, they do these things, check this, check that, you know, and ask you for your papers, and if it's correct, they just walk out.
Because I'm asking this question: why will they go for the big restaurants and
because
not try to focus on the hygiene of the small restaurants? Remember the statistics you reeled out. You said about 80 to 90% of Nigerians go for. I mean, that's
like I
for
said,
those
I've
who eat
not
outside.
run a Yabasira shop before, so I don't know if they even go to those places.
All right,
you know.
All right,
but I don't know.
I mean, if they do, those people won't be as dirty as they are. Not all of them.
Not
though.
all of them are dirty,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
because
yeah.
before I opened up my restaurant, I used to patronize them.
Okay, so
you
now
know?
here we go. Here we go.
I used to like I said, you know, there were one or two reasons why I decided to open up a restaurant. You know, distance, ambience, like you said, the hygiene.
All right.
You know, so if I'm facing such problem, and I think major Port Harcourt people too will be facing such a problem, so I decided to open up my place and see if this could be resolved.
All right, 95.1. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello. I lost that call. You can also join the conversation. We're talking about food hygiene, the kind of food that is in the market, the kind of food that is being sold in restaurants, big or small, and you get a chance to join the conversation. You have a question, you have a contribution, you call in 0817 000 0951 and 0810 9510 951. I mean, this is a very serious situation, because imagine what you've been consuming for a while now. Imagine if you've been consuming the improper preserved beans, so to say, you know, the ones used, the one where snipers have been used to preserve them. And you know what sniper does this days? Sniper kills people. Sniper kills people. And of course, there's the one where carbide is being used to ripen fruits and ripen all of those stuff. When we look at these things, these are very serious issues, very critical issues. And I'm asking, you know, for Rivers people to come together and let's have a discussion on this. Let's see how you and I can actually change situations, how you and I can actually change the narrative, how you and I can actually say, you know what, this is the person who sells fake beans or fake preserved beans, or anyhow you want to put it, but this is the person who is not treating us right, and we will not go to. I think we need to begin to be very proactive. We need to be very active, not when we talk about politics and all of you are shouting and screaming and no, this person must go, this APC no, PDP no. I think issues like this, we need to also be vocal. Many of you listening, I know, probably did not even have time to prepare food at home. Once the sanitation was over, you left your homes and you quick to meet up some business, meeting or business setup. The point is, how sure are you that the food you're eating out there is really, 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 really hygienic? Think about it. Join the conversation. 95.1 FM. Oh my, what's happening to the phone lines right about now? Keep your calls coming in. So, Mr. Kingsley Mama, going forward, what do you think? What would you advise the government to do? I mean, let's just say you were going to be a consultant. What would you advise the government to do in terms of checkmating the hygiene, especially hygiene standards, especially of the Yavaseras? Well, first, let me take this call. 95.1 FM. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, good morning to you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
God is my name. I'm calling from Odi. That's a state.
All the way from Odi. Welcome. All the way from Odi. Yeah, welcome. Yeah.
This sanitation wise we are talking about in the restaurant. Especially because of the water they use in washing, the soap water they use in washing, the water they use in rinsing.
All right.
I've seen them and I don't like it, so most of the time when I'm traveling, in particular, I go for cracker biscuits.
You go for what?
Roasted fish.
Okay, you go for. And what makes you think the man who's roasting is also hygienic? These are the things we're talking about.
My idea, my opinion.
Okay.
I hate going to this local restaurant.
All right. So you feel like the roasted fish and plantain is more safer than what we have in restaurants?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much for calling in. These are the issues. 95.1 FM.
Hello, Canada. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Canada, this is Buda Ndubisi from Igwe.
All right, Buda Ndubisi, the Buda himself. Welcome. Talk to me.
Yes, Canada, see, our government, they have many rules to play.
All right.
Like in a different country, our government, what they're supposed to do, our market, they're supposed to enter inside those markets and German food everywhere.
And what?
And bring that German flour, that is to make.
Yeah, German flour everywhere.
Better for market, the ground are very, very one kind. You see the soil are very, very. You will not like it.
All right.
So our government is supposed to use our money that they are collecting in cash to German flour the market, then bring that a good cold room. Where that meat
cold room.
The market people can put it inside. Not anyone that is meat to remain, you will go and set it in the water. So they will still bring out the same meat and sell in the market.
All right.
Then now, you will put people that will be cleaning that market. Then those people now, the market people will be paying them. It's job opportunity. You see that the market will not be taken. Flour will not the market too much.
All right.
That's my own thing I noticed.
All right. Thank you very much for calling in. Now, you've heard what the people had to say. First of all, the guy who says that he does not trust the restaurant because he's not really certain about the kind of water they use. And I do agree because sometimes, their borehole is not really hygienic.
Like I said, the government does all this. The first thing
but you keep saying the government. How sure are you that the government is doing enough? I mean, yeah, you might say that.
Of course, this is Nigeria, my brother. It's a developing country. The government is doing their best and their bid. They try to regulate. You see them. In fact, I believe since we opened the restaurant, the people from the health has visited us nothing less than 40 times.
Don't you think that visit? I'm not saying anything. But don't you think that visit...
No, apart from raising revenues for the government.
Not just revenue. Don't you think maybe they're trying to say, maybe just grease our palm and we'll probably will not disturb you anymore? Don't you get that kind of vibe?
I don't think, even if we get it, but they are doing their bid. It's not a do or die. They don't come and say, you must give us this.
All right.
They come, look around, check, do one or two things. If you're kind enough,
all right,
you have a cold drink or something.
All right.
But that doesn't mean that if you err, they would know. They are there to actually, and they put us on our toes.
All right.
I'm telling you.
All right.
You come, your environment must be clean. Your cooking place, the kind of stuff you use, your raw materials, they must be on.
Do you think? I mean, do you think that we should do away with the Yabaseras?
I don't think so.
I mean, based on ID.
I don't think so.
Why? Why?
Because number one, it's a source of employment for people. Very important. I'm telling you.
Source of employment.
Instead of doing away with them, why not try to regulate them?
Can we regulate them?
Of course.
I mean, they're scattered. For example, one street can have like 5 Yabaseras. Can we really?
Well, of course, the local government empower them.
Yeah, true. The local government can actually.
The state government doesn't have to come down to the local government. All these things, if you go to their statutory or whatever, you would see these things there. But do they really go out to do these things?
All right.
As long as it doesn't bring money to their coffers, something like that. And probably they don't want to, But if they really have to do this, it doesn't take. What does it take to be clean? Seriously.
What does it take to be clean?
Yeah, for the Yaba serious. What does it take to say use clean water, use this, use that? All they need is 1 or 2 government officials behind them saying this, pushing them around and everything, and they would err.
All right.
So why would we do away with them? Instead we encourage them. Try to see how you can make them grow, do better stuff, cleaner and more hygienic food.
There's the saying that says instead of a substandard thing to be done, then we should go the extra mile to make sure that the right thing, the real standard is being done.
Yeah.
So if the Yavaseras are not really up to standard, like majority of them are not up to standard, then don't you think that maybe we should remove the bulk of the bulk of the work that they have and give it to the bigger restaurants? I mean, wouldn't that make... I'm just thinking.
But unfortunately, it's a private sector thing. You can't just...
The government can actually regulate it.
They can
that is
regulate,
why they have the health people come into your restaurant once in a while.
First of all, you have to even open up a restaurant before the government will say, okay, I'm coming to regulate you. It's a thing of choice. So if Ania Basura says she wants to open up today, all she needs to do is to get the necessary papers and documents. They come check out your place, you open up, and the government follows up with this. But for these Yaba cereals or for this local mama puts and everything, do they actually go through this process? No, they don't. They just get a small space, pay the local boys that will come around to say this in our area, give us 2-3K for the month, put up a small tent or a canopy and start selling. People, of course, Nigerians just passing, come, sit, eat, find their way, 5-10 minutes, they are gone, So if for those that wants to patronize such people, of course, but for those that, their health matter to them.
Yeah.
They know the kind of restaurants to patronize.
Oh, so then you're now saying you're leaving it to the choice of the people. But if you leave it to the choice of the people, a lot of Nigerians...
No, not the people. Like I said, the government.
No, you said people who recognize or who take their health seriously will know the right places to eat.
Of course, even the local mama puts, you go to some, you see how clean they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see how clean they are. You see the tables are neat. You see the plates. You see the pots they use in cooking. You see the environment. This one is clean.
All right. So tell me, what are some of, when it comes to hygiene, what are some of the, what are some of your secrets? What are some of the measures you undertake, to make sure that your business is, flowing very well?
Like I said, before any staff is employed, we make sure health-wise they are okay.
What do you mean by you go do tests?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
And like I said, I make sure I and my wife are in charge of our produce.
Okay.
Our raw materials.
All right.
We see to these things from the fruits, vegetables, from the beans and rice, to the red meat and poultry and whatever. We make sure these things are fresh and hygienic.
Okay.
All
right. I'm coming back to you. 95.1 FM.
Hello, Kalada.
Yes, good morning. Yeah, good morning, Dickin Jacob. Welcome.
I'm enjoying what you people are saying.
All right, thank you very much.
The place I used to caution those people that are cooking, not that in the area of covering their hair, they are not covering their hair. Somebody have long hair, they are using it to cook.
All right.
Suppose that hair can enter into the food.
All right.
I used to caution them so many ways. I don't know whether those people that are regulating it, they are not cautioning them.
Where do you eat? Where do you eat? Yabasera or the big boys restaurant? Where do you eat?
Anywhere I have opportunity to go.
I think Jacob, I'm suspecting you. Is the Abasera I used to go to? I'm suspecting you. I'm suspecting you. I'm suspecting you. Is the Abasera?
Yeah, but thank you.
All right, thank you very much for calling in. So yeah, I believe you were going to say, you were telling me about the hygiene measures you take. Yeah. All right, so
make sure our water is clean. We see that our environment's very important.
All right,
the environment, the ambience, to say it's really comfortable. So when you come in already, the first 2-3 minutes, okay, I think I could actually patronize or eat here.
All right.
And by the time the food comes to you, the way they handle the food, like the last caller said, make sure the people handling the food, their hair, for the ladies, long hair.
I was going to go into there because the people handling the food, who does the cooking?
The cooks. We have special cooks.
And they are also hygiene people.
Of course, those are the people we actually test. The ones really handling the food, yes. And you come in, they are fully kitted, their aprons, their gloves, their hair nets and everything.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's say now I'm someone like me, bachelor, I don't know anything about the market, and I want to start cooking. What would be your advice for someone like me going to the market? What are some of those measures I should take to be able to identify, what is real and what isn't? Someone like me. Now look at me.
For fresh produce, that will be easy for you to detect, of course.
Yeah, I already learned that when I have to go for live animals. Yeah.
No, not really. Not everybody can actually do that.
Will. I have to wake up early in the morning.
No, I don't think you can. For this, why I said so is because because they don't really sell in beats like that. If you're gonna, like 4 people get the whole animal. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, 4 people get the whole animal?
Yes, 4 max 5. Like someone said the 4 legs are mine.
Okay.
Someone will say the whole intestines are mine.
All right.
The next person will say the tail and the head. And what's left? So they kill it and everybody takes their part.
And I'll wait for all of you. I'll wait for all of you to take your part.
Yeah, but take their part, then
I take my part.
That's for us running restaurants.
Yeah.
But for the second people, like for the middlemen that buys from the owners of this cow, 4 or 5 of them to do the same thing. They take it to their slabs, to their tables, where they sell directly to you. So when you get to these tables, you look at what you're getting. Right. Sometimes you even see the meat as if it's still alive, even though it's been.
How is that? How do you see the meat?
Sometimes you still like. How do I say it now? After it's been, how like dead chicken. Sometimes you cut the neck of chicken and keep it there,
and
it's still
it's still vibrating.
So sometimes you see blood still gushing out slightly and everything. See it as if it's still breathing and everything.
Right.
This is fresh. It's not something that.
No. You keep talking about meat when it comes to animal. What about
because
fish?
For every other fish, it's. Although we are in River State, but how many of us can actually afford fresh fish? Fresh from the river. These things are expensive, and I run a restaurant.
Yeah.
Someone's looking for fish to buy 300, 400, 500 naira. For these fresh ones, you're talking about 12,000, 13,000 for one fish.
Yeah, I know that.
For this good,
Yeah.
So it's you might. So it's either.
So how do you then identify it? Because
like I said, you patronize qualified suppliers.
You keep saying qualified.
Yes.
You're a restaurant owner, and so you probably would know the qualified people. But how do we know the qualified people?
For you as an individual, you don't buy you don't buy in bulk. So you patronize people like us that have done that already.
Okay.
Yeah, so come to Booker by choice.
And you just did advertisement there. You pay for it. You pay for it. But I get where you're coming from. But let's say I don't want to eat in a restaurant. That's where I'm coming from. I am a bachelor.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say. I was trying to tell you, like for the beefs, for the meat, you see it fresh. For the chicken, first of all you patronize qualified people, or live chicken these days are not that expensive. Some of us just buy.
So instead of going for frozen, we should go for live.
Yes, for the live ones, where you see it still alive and everything. With 2,000, 8,005, 2,500, you get a live chicken.
All right. So you can still be a part of. We have about 30 minutes left on the show. I don't know. Maybe you have a question. Maybe you have a contribution. You can call in right about now because we are about rounding up and making way for the world news. What do you think? Do you think we should continue to trust these guys? I mean, the guys in the studio, or the guy in the studio with our stomach. I mean, there's so much troubling news going out there. So much troubling news. I mean, I'm scared now. I can't remember the last time I ate outside. Basically, like one of the callers who called, I've been just doing bole and fish because I can actually see them do the bole in my front. And then when I eat bole and fish in the morning, I probably do something light in the evening. You know, maybe I do custard or something. I've really not been eating out. I'm waiting for when the wife will come so that she'll just be doing it inside the house. You understand? But really, what do you think? You think that we should continue? Because we pay for those things, we pay to eat, and yet the food we're given is really not, in certain situations, in certain quarters, not really as hygienic as we should be having. So what do you make of it? 0817-000-0951 and 0810-9510-951. I wish the text message portal was on. I could have been, asking for your text messages. So just call in, ask questions, whatever it is that you want to do, tell me. But one last question, before we go, Mr. Kingsley. Now, if I want to, how do I put it now? If I want to, as a person now, I want to change the narrative. If you were in government, for example, you want to change the narrative, what will be those things you would put in place to ensure that people... Sorry, I asked that question now. 95.1 FM. Hi.
Just want to greet you.
Hello?
I just want to greet you.
You just want to greet me. I greet you right back. All right, thank you very much. I was going to ask you the question. If we are to change the narrative, because like I said, remember, you entered this business to bring solutions. If we are, maybe you're in government, we want to change the narrative, what would be those things you would put in place to ensure that the marketplace, first of all, is safe and hygienic, to ensure that the various restaurants, whether big, small, whether medium, is safe and hygienic? What are those measures you would put in place if you were the governor, if you were the local government chairman, if you were the president?
I think strengthening the government agencies responsible.
Strengthening?
Yes, the government agencies or the arm of government responsible for maintaining or making sure these houses are clean, hygienic, and not to serve the people. Like the health inspectors, you train them, get qualified ones, and see to it that they're efficient, pay them properly, designate them to various localities, and see to it that they are efficient. If this can be checkmate, I'm sure
those are for the restaurants, yeah?
Yeah, restaurants and even the local mama puts and everything.
I'm talking about the markets now. What about
same thing?
Same thing for the markets.
Health officers from the government in charge of regulating these things, make sure they are efficient.
So we should have health officers in every market on a daily basis. Is that what you're saying?
If possible. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do have local small offices in such markets where such products, when they come in, they are tested and made fit for consumption. They do have these offices, but make sure that they are efficient. Make sure these things really work, not just being there for raising money for the government. Make sure they really do what they are asked to do.
Really operate the functions for which they were created.
Yes, if that can be checkmate, then everything that is being killed on the slab or being brought into the market will be genuinely hygienic for everyone to consume. So you don't have to. And the other thing is for the handlers now, because the meat came in fresh. Was it sold fresh? How long did it stay on the
in the market? That's another thing. Anyways, let me take this call. 95.1 FM.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. It's not yet afternoon. Good morning to you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is
Your name is
Madiba.
Oh, Madiba, how are you doing? How are you doing this morning?
Good, and you?
I'm great, Madiba. Welcome.
Yeah, nice topic.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, but let me hand up here to say, those people are talking about. They are coming for inspection at the abattoir. But just like he said, the most important is place on the monetary aspect. You follow? That is not they have the science inspector to go to the abattoir to check. Even when the cows are coming in, there are these quarantine people that check them at the border. But how many of them do you still entering through the borders of the state that they stop them to check? So know if these things are coming, if they have sickness in them and all that.
All right.
Really, they need to start, higher their game. Pick up the standard to see that because the people health is very, very important. Very, very important. But that is normal thing they need to do. In fact, it's the Ministry of Agriculture. It's also a stakeholders that are checking this thing because these animals, there are just too many. Too many.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madiba, for calling.
And the guy restaurant man, please. Most times when these people come, don't defend them. Because I heard you said they'll come over 40 times. But they are coming there because of the PRO you're giving them. That's the truth.
All right.
Don't shoot them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madi.
Every time.
All right, thank you. I told you maybe they are coming because they want something and he has not noticed. He has not given them. That's why they keep coming.
Very good with them.
Yes. And I agree with you, Madiba. I do agree with you. Thank you very much. I do agree with you, Madiba, there. But we've come to the tail end of the show. And once again, I had with me in the studio Kingsley Mamor. He's the CEO of Booker by Choice. It's a restaurant, by the way. He's a caterer. And we've been talking about contaminated food in the marketplace and how we can identify, But let's just say, before we go, Mr. Kingsley, that I buy a contaminated beans or I buy a contaminated meat or I buy, and I did not know. Is there any cooking measure that I can take that will reduce the adverse effects?
I would say, first of all, if you buy contaminated meat, I think you would know because it will reek of stink, of smell.
When you start cooking?
Even before you start cooking.
But then why do people still buy it? Like, people don't know and they still buy it.
I think they do know. It's just that, meat that's supposed to go for 2,000, they've been getting it for 500 naira. The way the economy is. Some of them know, so they just add a lot of salt and pepper and probably overcook it.
So if you
but for the beans and everything that you keep saying, using sniper, I've not heard that sniper is being used to preserve.
It is actually.
Sniper is poisonous.
Yeah,
why would one do that?
It kills the weasel.
At the end, kill human too. So why would they use sniper to preserve beans? Maybe they use some other chemicals.
No, actually, it's everywhere. Sniper. Yeah, sniper.
I'm hearing
pesticide. Yeah,
pesticide. Yeah.
You kill rat, you kill mosquito. That's the one they use.
Sniper. So I would advise you wash very well.
Yeah.
And cook very well.
So if you cook it very well,
I wouldn't know. But I'm saying, you say if you mistakenly buy these things that you don't know.
Yeah.
Whether you know or not, just wash very well and cook very well. Because you don't. Because if you do know, you won't patronize.
Yeah, actually, you wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah. So since these things are in the in town already,
in circulation. Yeah.
Yeah. So just take those measures.
You wash them. And then
boil very well.
Cook very well.
Yeah, cook very well. So
but you also back to the meat. You said something about restaurants. Yabashiras, some of them intentionally buying it and then overcooking.
Not the Yabashiras, I would say now. Individuals.
Individuals intentionally buying it.
For these people that does it as business, they wouldn't want to.
All right. So when you overcook it, does it really have any? Does it remove the poison?
If there are germs, like you said, because for the meat, I think it's contaminated because it's spoiled. It's getting bad. Maybe it's overstayed. They were kept it.
Yeah.
So. When you overcook, put pepper and everything. For individuals now, not for the Yabasha. Immediately you go to Yabasha and you're paying for it, the meat is bad, you tell them this is bad. You don't pay for it, so they end up losing. So I don't think they'll patronize such.
All right, that's the much we can take. We have to make way for the world news. That comes up by 12. Thank you very much for staying tuned to Today95.1 FM. You just heard the voice of my guest in the studio, Kingsley Mummer. Like I said, he's the CEO. You wanna maybe learn one or two from him. You wanna follow him. You can go on social media and just type Kingsley Mummer, MOMOH. Yes, I think is it MO? No, I can't advertise that. I can't really advertise that. But he is, like I said, is the CEO of a restaurant in Port Harcourt City, and you can go out there. It's a chill place. You go catch fun. But like I said, you can follow him on social media, and then you see the rest. I can't do the advert. I believe his social media page can actually do the advert for him. But it's been An honor having you in the studio, yeah?
Thank you very much.
All right. I hope you will bring some of your business to Today FM, really.
Of course, I would.
All right. Thank you very much for being a part of the show. Thank you very much. Good morning to you.
In Port Harcourt, South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
This is Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News.
All right, good afternoon. This is the World News at 12 on your Premium Talk Radio. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. I am Kala Dakaru Batbo. The headlines. ECOWAS leader converge in Abuja for 55th Summit of Heads of State and Government. Gunmen kidnap General of Mossop, Anthony Porol. River State Police Command confirms killing of 2 people in Choba, Obiakpo local government area. On the foreign scene, U.S. and China presidents agree to resume trade talks. Now, the details. Leaders of the Economic Community of West African States have converged in Abuja for the 55th Summit of the Heads of State and Government. President Muhammadu Buhari is the current chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government. The meeting is expected to deliberate on several issues, including insecurity, good governance, trade policies, and political stability in the sub-region. Vice President Yemi Oshibanjo has denied the allegation that his office was supervising the federal government Ruga settlement for the Fulanis in the 36 states of the Federation. The presidency explained that the establishment of Ruga settlements is not being supervised by the office of the vice president, contrary to claims reported in sections of the media. According to the statement by the senior special assistant on media and publicity, Laolu Akande, the Ruga initiative is different from the National Livestock Transformation Plan approved by state governors under the National Economic Council chaired by Oshibanjo. It further revealed that the National Economic Council on January 17, 2019 approved the plan based on the recommendations of the Technical Committee of the Council chaired by Governor Dave Umahi of Ebonyi State, with state governors of Adamawa, Kaduna, Benue, Taraba, Edo, Plateau, Oyo, and Zamfara as members. Unknown gunmen has kidnapped the Secretary General of the Movement for the Survival of the Ogoni People, Anthony Porol. A statement by Mossop's publicity secretary, Sonny Zova, said the gunmen invaded the compound of Porol in Bayara community in Gokana local government area of River State at about 8:30 p.m. yesterday, shooting sporadically before taking the victims away. Mossop has described the latest development as saddening, while also calling for the immediate and unconditional release of its Secretary General. It also called on the security agencies to be on the trail of the kidnappers and ensure their immediate arrest. The River State Police Command has confirmed the killing of 2 people in Choba community in Obiapo local government area of the state by unknown gunmen in the area. Spokesman of the command, Nnamdi Omoni, in an interview with our correspondent, said unknown gunmen invaded the home of one John Obule, killed and beheaded him, shot his wife before shooting another man identified as George, who later died on the way to the hospital. Omoni said the police recovered vehicle belonging to the late George, who the armed men shot on their way out of Obule's house.
Our men from the Choba division responded to the distress call where at Romo Chakra, where unknown gunmen went to attack the house of one John Obule, shot him to death. John Obule, the late John Obule is from Ugoja in Cross River State. He was shot dead. His wife was also shot, but she didn't die on the spot. As we speak, she's in the hospital. She's receiving a medical attention. As they were coming out from the house of this late John, they shot one Mr. George, on the leg, and he bled to death before he could get medical attention and already given up the ghost. So meanwhile, his vehicle, his Senna bus, has been recovered and investigation has been ordered by the CP. All hands on deck to ensure that the assailants are.
DSP Omoni also confirmed the rescue of 2 kidnapped victims identified as Chijoke Amam Mefula and Victor Ire around Ubibi, Eche, in Eche local government area of the state after they were lured to Port Harcourt to take a job.
The of the Special Anti-Robbery Force SARS, led by their commander SP Ujuvinus, stormed Obibi Eche, that's stormed the forest in Obibi Eche, in the Eche local government area, where they rescued 2 kidnapped victims, namely Ahame Fula Chijoke, 26 years old, Victor Ehiri, 27 years old. Both of them are from Victoria in Imo State. They are artisans who were lured from Lagos, far away Lagos, on the 26th June 2019 for a non-existent job. They were just trying to come down from Lagos and there was a job for them. So when the 2 came, they were kidnapped and they started calling for ransom.
The Inspector General of Police Monitoring Unit has restated that it will not relent on its mandate to rid River State of vicious criminals terrorizing the state. Commander of the IGP Monitoring Unit in the state, Superintendent Justin Adaka, said this while speaking with newsmen in Alu on the rescue of some kidnapped victims from Uzoya in a Ikore local government area of River State. SP Adaka said Beke Sobariara, who was abducted on June 25 along the NTA in Baba Road, was rescued by his men, while some of the suspects were arrested.
Criminal elements, as far as we are concerned, the Inspector General of Police has issued a warning order. Everybody with criminal tendency should repent or be shown way out. 3 things. It's either a criminal, is in the police cell, or is in the prison, maybe by the special grace of God, should be in the mortuary or wherever God wills. it should be. So those three places are imminent. Either it's in my cell, which I can't keep him, or it's in the court, which, or...
There you had SP Justin Adaka, commander of the IGP monitoring unit in Rivers State. Lokia Ainda and Innocent Odu, who are indigenes of Umurelu community in Ikwere local government area of Rivers State, have petitioned the Inspector General of Police and National Human Rights Commission over alleged arson, criminal harassment, intimidation, and threat to their life. Ainda and Odu in the petition to the IGP and National Human Rights Commission alleged the burning down of their buildings and a 95-year-old woman during an alleged raid by security operatives in company of a certain individual in the community. The family building of Loki Ainda, who is the youth leader of the community, and his grandmother was burnt down alongside the building of Innocent Odu a day after suspected cultists burnt the properties of the Vice Chancellor of Rivers State University, Professor Blessing Didia. Victims of the attack called on the federal and state government, National Human Rights Commission, and the Inspector General of Police to carry out proper investigation and bring the perpetrators of the acts to book and ensure justice.
I try to be a good citizen in this country. I'm a plumber by profession. I decided not to end there. I approached higher institution, struggling on my own, and I just graduated. It pains me that my struggles in life just for a night was set ablaze for no just cause. I'm here to report and call for Nigerian government, President Muhammadu Buhari, the IG of Police, the Commissioner of Police in Rivers State, and other relevant authorities, nations, and all that, to come to our aid. As it is, I have no place to stay.
My wife ran far because as a woman, she ran far away. But I stay very close. We are planting where there's bush. So in that place, let me see what is happening. What I hear is hua, 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 every door. I said, what happened? So after they break the door, the last cause I had again is look at you see that these people they are aware that they are coming. That nobody is inside. Okay, bring fuel, bring fuel, bring fuel, bring fuel. So when they bring fuel, they have to burn the house.
Speaking on the development, O.C. Aya King and Jackson Omenwozu, who are human rights activists, said the destruction of properties of the victims and the murder of the aged woman violated the rights of the affected persons.
On the 2nd of June this year, 2019, some policemen invaded their community. Here, these are the pictures they showed to me, and which got my curiosity. These are the houses that was burned. This one is a picture, according to them, of their grandmother, late Mrs. Comfort Ininda. She was burnt in the house. 95 years old woman. She was burnt in the house. This is her ashes. If you see, you can see a skull. You can see here, you can see skull. That's a skull. If we allow things like this to go on, before you know, whether it's political or not, before you come back to your house one day, they will come and burn down.
Nobody has been invited to give more further, throw more further light on what transpired. More than 3, 4, 5 houses were burnt in a particular community. And the silence of the police in this instance is suspicious. That's another thing. We are looking at it that these incidents call for diligent investigation. There should be a thorough inquest by the police authority, the SSS, and the National Human Rights Commission.
When contacted, spokesman of the Rivers State Police Command Nnamdi Moni told our correspondent Uchendu Ojowo that investigation is ongoing on the incident.
As far as the incident of burning of the house of Vice Chancellor of the Rivers State University is concerned, and other persons, and others in that community were aware and confirmed it. Investigation was immediately ordered by the Commissioner of Police when this incident occurred, and I think men of the state CID are doing a great job, a meticulous job, as to the best of my knowledge, and they're on top of their investigation, and at the end of the day, anybody found culpable in the circumstance will be brought to justice. It will take quite some time, as a matter of fact, but certainly we'll get there. Investigation is discreet and it's also grind slowly, but definitely it will grind to a halt. So we want to appeal to the victims of that incident to bear with us. I have some patience than that. At the end of the day, the interest of justice will be served.
The Nigerian Institute of Public Relations has hailed the planned Today FM Anti-Cultism Summit. A fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, Josie Nwokocha, said the summit is as worthwhile as the Planned Security Summit. And Wokocha appreciated Today FM for its strategies to ensure a peaceful River State.
I love what Today FM is doing. The summit is worthwhile, and I support it.
You're listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After the break, more news, foreign, and sports stories. Stay tuned.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
95.1 FM, Voice of the People.
And we're back.
You're still listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM. Welcome back, and now the rest of the news. The University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital's Center for Care of the Elderly has commenced operations. The Chief Medical Director of the hospital, Professor Henry Igboma, who disclosed this during an event organized to mark his 1 year in office, said the center has begun the admission of patients. Revealing that the center has been chosen by the federal government as the regional center, he cited some of the hospital's setbacks to include inadequate funding for monthly overhead and capital projects, which, according to him, has led